You are listening to the decision reel.
Oh,
The first one?
what?
I'll do
Deadpool?
both of them, bitch. I don't care. They were both good.
You
I
wonder
liked
what
them
we're
both.
talking about now, huh?
No one knows.
That's what everybody wants to know what we're talking about.
Talking about movies. That's what we're talking about. We're
Not
here
what
to
you
talk
thought
about.
it was, you perverts.
We are here to talk about
I'll do
movies, but
both.
That's exactly what we came on. She's like, I'll do both.
Jesus,
good for
getting
you.
spicy already. I like it.
Relax.
Welcome to the Decision Reel,
Frankie
where we
says.
try and fail to review movies of today and yesterday. This week, we are looking at the movie Treasure Planet. It's picked by Walter.
I fucking love this movie. And before we started talking, I was told that someone dear and close to me doesn't
Dear-
like this
dear and
fucking
close to
movie. It's kind of upsetting.
That would be my wife, apparently.
Yeah,
Me
so,
and-
okay,
me and
let
fucking
me.
Tiff have been lined up for years. And then all of a sudden she says she does. I would pay her to love this
no,
movie.
she didn't say she didn't like it. The text that I received was this movie that Wally picked, and then she was like, meh.
Can you read it?
It's
Do you
boring.
have the text?
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah.
Read it
I want
verbatim.
fucking, I want to hear it like quoted right now.
End quote.
Yeah,
Tiffany,
yeah.
I appreciate you in my life. I'm not trying to get
Don't
you in
hurt
No,
me.
trouble.
no. This is all on me.
Just,
This
I
is
need
all
to know.
on me.
I need to know.
She said, I got to be honest. I don't really like this movie Wally chose. It's just meh to me.
Dare you?
How dare you?
To line it up. So I get home from, we had a show yesterday, and she was watching one of her Korean drama shows, which she's really into right
Did you
now.
piss her off before you watched this?
No.
Is that why she said what she said?
I sat down and I was like, hey, I
Is this misplaced aggression, Steve?
I can't get into these Korean drama shows she's watching because, number one, I haven't watched a single episode, so I don't know what's going on. Plus, I got to read in certain parts of the day. I don't want to read. You know what I mean?
I'm not a reader.
I'm not a reader. I'm not an ambi reader.
I get that.
Can't
I'm not a
say
subtitle person.
It depends on what I'm watching, right? But so I sit down. I was like, hey, we're going to watch this movie, and I put it on. And I don't think she realized at first we were watching it for the podcast.
She probably didn't realize it was going to be a fucking cartoon.
No, I told her. I was like, straight up, hey,
'Cause
we're
I
watching.
wanted to pick the first cartoon
Yeah,
movie
I know. I'm
or
really
Disney
mad
movie.
about that.
Still pissed. No,
Yeah, I am.
I
I'm
told
bitter.
her, I was like, we're watching a good movie, Treasure Planet. Put it on. Halfway through, I'm like looking at her, and she's just laying on the couch with this like look. I'm like, what's up? And she's like, why are we watching this? I was like, oh, well, for the podcast. She's like, well, who fucking picked it? I was like, Wally.
How dare she? What the fuck? Well, who fucking picked it?
But so
There's
then
only two people if it's not
I know,
you.
right? Exactly.
I wonder who she thought picked
me
it.
probably.
I bet she thought you picked it.
No, she did not.
No.
There's no way.
Really? She thought I picked it? By
No.
default, it means me.
I think she thought I picked it. By the way, she's like, well, who the fuck picked it? Like me?
I think if you would have said Wally picked it first, that reaction wouldn't have been the first one.
Probably. But anyways, so
She
then
would have held back.
She would have at least a
would've
little
held
bit
back.
for my feelings.
I'll say at the end of the movie, I was like, hey,
I'm going to ask her when I see her.
okay, yeah, that's fine. But I at the end of the movie, I was like, come on, that was good, right? That was better. She's like, yeah, it got better.
Okay.
So-
All right, fine.
If she went, then it was terrible
end,
to her.
yeah.
But if she went, it got better, that means it was pretty good.
All right.
It's
I'll
just-
take
she
it. That's
said
fine.
Meh. I mean, it's, meh is like
But
in
that
the
was
middle.
that was like 30 minutes into the movie. But she texted you because she immediately went, I'm fucking texting Tara then. Fuck this.
Did she?
What the fuck, man?
I did. I wrote her back too, and I was like, I'm just mad that I said the same thing to her. I said, I'm just mad he picked the first fucking cartoon because I was ready.
Yeah.
I said, I had it all lined up, ready, locked and loaded to pick the
Locked.
first cartoon.
Locked and
I've been
loaded.
saying this one for months now, though. It's been like on my back burner. Like every time we're like, it's your turn. I'm like, I really want to do Treasure Planet.
Whatever.
I will say it's been.
I blame Sean because if Sean had been here to do that other movie, you wouldn't have picked the first cartoon.
Nope. He was actually asking, so that's going to be my next one when I pick one. And Pastanowitz wants to come on.
That's fine.
For that one. It's Golsey, but we'll talk about it. When
We'll
time
get
comes.
old Sean Pastanowitz if you're trying to figure out who that was. We did an episode with the guys from Hydra Effects. If you look back a little bit, we did Spaceballs with them. Great episode. Check
So
it
good.
out. Oh yeah, check it out. Also, you can check us out on
It's hilarious.
Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, Twitter, at The Decision Reel. Once you're on those situational platforms, you can then walk over to our website and check out our merch and see if you like to
Want
support
some guacamole?
whatever.
Saying what way?
Whiskey.
Whiskey.
Maybe we'll have a whiskey shirt.
I've been
I don't
drinking
know.
green tea all damn day. Did you guys do that movie?
We did.
What the fuck?
Long time. If you go back and look at the movies we've reviewed so far, we've actually got some pretty good movies that we've actually done, and
Hot Rod's hilarious.
Hot Rod is up there with one of my favorite comedies, just because when it came out, people
Hidden kind of too.
That's what I'm saying. People didn't realize it was as good as it was, and then they watched it and they didn't get it at first, kind of like with me with Anchorman.
I really like him.
Andy
Andy.
Samberg.
Andy Samberg, yeah. I like him.
Did you
Bill
watch
Hader
Brooklyn
as well.
Nine-Nine? Did you guys?
Yep.
You guys? I love that show.
Nine-Nine.
I love that show.
That's that little police spoofy thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I watched a couple episodes.
I love
It was weird because it was different at first. Like the first, kind of like Parks and Rec, where the first season was different than what it turned into being.
Yeah.
And then the last couple of seasons were weird because it was canceled and then brought back on a different network, and then same thing.
So there was a little bit of a like format change,
Right.
But not enough to like fuck up the show. But
Right.
But you could feel it.
Yeah.
But he was so funny. Him and the captain together were so funny.
Captain Holt.
Yes. Oh my
Probably
God.
one of if you're going down the list of like best sitcom characters that aren't the main people.
Oh yeah. Him,
You got
for sure.
him for sure, and then what's his face from Parks and Rec? I didn't ask you for if
Ron?
you had any bacon.
Ron,
I said
yeah.
all the bacon. Yeah, Ron.
yeah.
yeah. That's yeah.
She's like, I brought. They went on the camping or whatever the trip, and she's like, I brought you bacon. He's like, yeah, I could smell it earlier. I took it out of your purse.
Right. Ridiculous.
I love his quotes.
Oh, dude,
It's one of the most quotable.
I will agree with that. He's to me, he brought the show back after like Andy was like funny, but he was never there, and then he got too funny, and like
Ron Swan, you were watching like you
Schwantz
watch
and
his shit on YouTube, like or his
Just
like,
his quotes
He's
from the
kind of
show?
like
Oh,
this
yeah, yeah.
person in real. Like he's a
a
a wood shop guy. He like collects fine oaks and bourbons and shit like that. It's
what are the
great.
commercials that him and
his wife.
his wife were doing for
His
a little
wife
bit?
was in the show. His wife was the second,
His second ex-wife.
It wasn't the crazy one, right? It was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other one.
Well, it was
with
the
the kid.
It was the librarian. No,
Yes.
it was the crazy one. The one with
Oh,
the
yeah,
kid
yeah,
was
What's her
Lucy
real name?
Lawless. Something. I don't
Is it
know.
Megan something?
You're right.
He
It
was
is
just
Megan
saying how he
something.
likes his mustache. And she's like, Shh,
She's
it's
the one.
rubbed
She's
off.
from Will and Grace.
Yep,
Was that
yep,
her?
yep.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Her voice.
So good.
it's good. Anyways, Treasure Planet. So we're here to talk about that movie today.
First
What
cartoon.
it's about. In the science fiction rendering of the classic novel Treasure Island, Jim Hawkins is a rebellious teen seen by the world as an aimless slacker. After he receives a map from a dying pirate, he embarks on an odyssey across the universe to find the legendary Treasure Planet.
Magical.
You know what? The thought of this
So
movie
fucking heartfelt and nice.
is the thought of this movie is better to me than the movie, right? Like the journey to go through space on a space
Should be a TV
pirate
show.
ship.
This is
Yes.
why Wally. I think this was like Wally's dream growing up, and I think this is like.
It is. So like
Why?
the skateboarding.
I get that vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even put that together. Like it's
The dad
it's the
stuff in
style of it,
Yeah,
or the dad.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say it is weird that the bad guy is also like somewhat good at the end. Like I get the whole story,
Yeah.
or
Well,
the
that's
character
that
arc
father
and-
thing.
Right, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
I get it, and he didn't have a father.
Yeah,
and he
he
was
took
looking
over
for somebody.
like that role.
Sure, and I get that he changes his mind of being whatever. Obviously, we see him let the treasure go to save him. Spoilers, but I don't know. It was a little.
There's
not
no
too on the
girlfriend's
nose, but-
cloud in this shit. It's just the
Oh.
kid's fucking thing,
Yeah,
right?
you're right.
There's
You're
no
right.
Weird.
Obviously,
Sorry,
there is
Sorry.
there is somewhat of a.
I'm being serious though. Usually in something like this, you would expect there
He
to
was too
be
young
like
for that.
Yeah. Well, the thing about this movie is I was like 13 or 14, maybe
Sure.
15.
Yeah,
when
how
I saw
old
this,
is he
so
supposed
I was
to be, you
late.
think?
supposed to be
I-
15.
Is he?
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't have been. This probably should have been a younger thing for me. Like should have liked this more as a younger individual than I
okay.
did when I was
Okay.
a mid-teens. But I watched
get
this
it.
late. It was great.
Also, I don't know that it's fair for the synopsis to call him a slacker because I don't know that he was a slacker. I think he was just
He was
troubled.
seen as a
I
slacker.
think he was troubled.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, for sure.
And he
He's-
wasn't. I mean, he was doing all those tricks and stuff on his flying board. I wouldn't call that slack, and he had to work at that.
I mean, there's a lot of
He had some
skateboarders out
skill
there that
there.
would be called slackers, and they're probably just as good.
But that's what I'm
as-
saying. I don't think slacker is the right word.
I relate to this movie.
Everybody thinks I'm a slacker, but have
I
you
relate
seen me
to it.
shred?
Yeah. You see me shred, bro?
Yeah, ridiculous. Where to watch this guy? You can see it on Disney Plus with a subscription. Anywhere else, you can rent it on YouTube, Vudu, Apple TV, Google Play, and Amazon. Just like everything else. Amazon.
Disney.
Yeah, Disney. You know what? It was funny.
These nuts.
Disney.
I confused this movie with the Atlantis movie. Yeah.
That came
Thank
out.
you. I was gonna say the same
in
thing.
the style of, not full on, but that was only a couple years before this.
It was only a year, I think.
Was it
Yeah.
a year?
I think Atlantis was 2001.
At
What
the
was
end,
this one? 02?
we'll get to it. At the end of this movie, you're right. It's 02. At the end of this movie,
Snort.
when the
It wasn't a laugh snort. It was an.
Steve.
It was.
it was a snort.
It was an annoying snort.
So at the end of this movie, when you watch it on Disney Plus, the movie that comes up next to play is
It's
Treasure
Atlantis.
Planet. Or sorry, Atlantis. This is Treasure Planet. So. Yeah. So I remember just watching it like, I don't remember this.
They
I don't
definitely
remember that.
connect those two.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I've seen this movie one time besides this, and it was probably
That's what everyone tells me.
Probably, I don't think I went to the theaters to see it, but it was definitely around the time it was released. And again, my brain just put those two movies together, so I always just equated this to being the same movie.
It's the same animation style, minus. I mean, this one has like 3 different kinds of animation.
It does. We'll get to that too, because
Okay.
this was kind of state of the art at the time and took a long time.
Steve's
What? We got to keep them.
God,
We got to
just
keep
hold
them
us
listening.
back.
You hold me back, Steve.
Stop stifling us.
If you want, we got to
Anyways.
keep them people listening. You can't give it away all at once. Got to keep it
It's
interesting.
fine. It's fine.
Well, I think the critics
This is
said,
your world. We're just living in it, Steve.
This is my pirate ship, all right, and I'm driving it. Getting back to what you're saying about love interest, right? There isn't one for him, but obviously there is a love story kind of
Yeah.
intertwined into this, but it's not at the forefront, so it kind of
The
makes
dog
it
and the
seem a
cat.
little
It's
bit
kind of weird.
when you think about it. Yeah. Was she a cat though? I mean,
Yes.
Oh yeah, she made her interest. It goes.
She
meow.
meow. Yeah, meow.
oh, she did.
It's awkward. Yeah,
Meowed.
yeah.
Maybe I was staring at my wife's face, being annoyed. At
That's
that
probably
point.
about 30 minutes
Yeah.
into the film.
Right. So that might have been it.
A little less, but it's close.
No, you see her earlier than that.
Yeah. I will say Emma Thompson did a great job voicing her.
Yeah.
I was intrigued every time she opened her mouth.
Also, what's the main
Sound?
character's act? What is it?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, Gordon Levitt. I didn't know that
Yeah.
until way later on.
Well, so you got to think this is an older movie, so his voice sounds obviously like it did from Third Rock in the Sun. So you don't
20 years ago.
right? You don't immediately recognize his voice if you're watching this now, right?
He is also older than I thought.
Do you like that quick math I just did?
That's good. That was really good, actually.
Really quick.
Yeah, he was.
Wow, your math skills are off the charts.
He's like early 40s. Do you know that?
Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah.
It really hurts. This was written and directed by John Musker and Ron Clements. They've also together directed The Great Mouse Detective, The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Hercules, and most recently, Moana.
This movie should have
I
been
love The
way
Great Mouse
bigger than it was.
Detective.
This movie should have been way bigger than it was.
With the
Was
amount
the
of
Great Mouse
talent.
Detective Disney?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. There's a lot of movies that like I equate like thinking they were maybe like that off-brand, not
Yeah.
DreamWorks or whatever it was back in the day. And then you're like, oh shit, that was Disney too. Fuck.
Were like the Rescuer movies Disney?
The Rescuers Down Under, maybe?
Yeah, because there were the Rescuers and then Rescuers Down Under. Were
was the
they
second one.
Disney?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or were they one of those ones that was like,
I'm pretty sure they were Disney.
I think Feifel Goes West in like The Brave Little Toaster
Oh, I
might be
like
the
that.
ones
Yes.
that are.
I cannot find the Brave Little Toaster
Bra-
fucking anywhere.
I'll
you
get
were
it for
British for like 2 seconds. You hear that?
Bri-
The Brave Little Toaster.
The Brave Little Toaster.
There's one on like Disney Plus or whatever,
Is it a Disney?
but it's not the Brave Little it's like a sequel or something. I cannot find the first one.
The Braver Little Toaster.
No, it's like the Brave Little Toaster
Brave
and
Big
something.
Toaster.
Not
it's like
on-
and the Great Adventure. It's like something like
Not on
Brave
Amazon
convection oven.
I don't know. I
for
didn't
it.
want to pay for it.
I don't want to pay for shit. So this is starring Treasure Planet, by the way. We talked about it already. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is Jim Hawkins. David Hyde Pierce, who, if you don't know who that is, Frasier.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Never
He's
mind.
playing Dr. Doppel.
It has your guy in this too, Steve. Old
Martin
Sheen. Or Short, sorry.
Sheen.
No, not
Shut
Sheen.
up.
Definitely not Sheen.
It does have my guy in it. We
He's a
got
little robot dude.
Martin Short as Ben. We also got Brian Murray as John Silver. Emma Thompson as Captain. I think I wrote her name down wrong. Amiriella?
Speaking of your boy, he does great voice acting.
I'm blurry.
He's amazing in this.
Does he do anything else? Does he do any other voice acting?
Got it.
Just put your foot in the screen.
I was blurry, so I
Focusing.
fixed it.
She's focusing the camera.
I
We'll
got
get
it
that
to
all-
focus on something else and then refocus on that.
Nice.
Perfect,
nice.
yeah.
Science.
Yeah.
Science.
There's another voice in this which it took me a while to figure out who the fuck it was. So the second guy on deck who gets thrown off early in the film.
Deep voice guy.
He
That was so
is
sad.
I know, right?
he's
sad.
Fisk in the Spider-Man animated series. He's Kingpin.
Oh,
Right? Did your brain just go?
what the fuck?
Yeah.
What movie were we just talking about?
Treasure
When
Planet.
we were talking about
Smart ass.
when we were talking about the rescuers.
Fievel Goes West. Brave Little Toaster. Yeah, that just went right out of your brain. This is
Well, because I was
rated-
looking up the rescuers because I wasn't
Oh,
sure
okay,
if
I
like it
gotcha.
was.
Is it Disney? Yes,
is
you
Disney.
did say Disney. Yeah.
Disney.
Treasure Planet is rated PG for adventure, action, and peril.
There's a bunch of them.
A bunch of
God.
different types of Brave Little Toasters.
Brave Little
Yeah,
Toaster.
yeah.
The Brave
Are they
Little
different
Toaster to the
models?
rescue. Brave Little Toaster goes to Mars.
Yeah, they're-
Whoa! Back the train up. Shoot the toast out of the
You heard
top
me.
of the toaster. How does it get to Mars?
I don't know, but look.
I'm sure.
part of
I'm sure
the
you
speech?
gotta watch
I'm
it.
not the
Steve.
only one upset about this. Why can't you find the Brave Little Toaster? It's the first question on the people ask. The Brave Little Toaster is skipped from appearing on Disney Plus following the distribution issues. Only the sequels are available. This is not even available on any digital stores.
I bet you Steve can find it for you.
I'll get it for you in 5 minutes.
Please,
Steve's got the
Please.
connections.
I got the
Please do.
connections.
if you could please.
And
do
you know
so.
what? The funny thing is, my connections kind of go with this movie,
How so?
Treasure Planet or the toaster?
The Treasure Planet.
You're a pirate.
No, I'm not a pirate.
Come on, I'm trying to figure this out.
I'm not a pirate. I may put a hat on that may resemble a pirate hat.
I might do pirate things on
I
my
might.
off time.
Right.
He's a butt pirate.
Goddamn butt pirates over here.
Oh my God.
The
Disney
run
episode.
runtime is 95 minutes. There's, for whatever reason, 10 minutes of credits in this goddamn
There
movie.
is.
Because it moved from
was
so many different
excessive.
places, all the different animating and studios and whatnot. Anyways,
You're
Sorry,
absolutely...
Steve.
No, you're right. If you got facts, just say them.
I loved the way this looked.
Yeah.
This is kind of why it was so. Besides the music, this is why I was drawn so much, and it being exactly like how I felt as a kid.
I felt like
It's
being on a
literally-
pirate
but
ship
it was-
in
it was a-
space.
It checked all my boxes as a young man.
I didn't know
checked
that
all my boxes.
flying pirates ship in space was on someone's box.
You know it now. Like
I
if
know it
you
now.
think about it, right?
Yeah,
Right.
specifically.
Yeah. Love
Those are
space.
really specific bucket lists.
Love skating. Was a lone wolf as a child.
Somebody went, what does Walter Ivanov want in
Is
a
it
movie?
called?
Let's
Is it
make
still
it.
considered skating if there are no wheels on it?
No, but that's all they got at that point.
Okay, sure.
It's really not
It's
futuristic
hoverboarding.
if you got
Hoverboarding, yeah.
Or flying through the sky on some kind of
It's definitely
random
more of a
rocket
boarding
propelled-
situation than a skating situation.
Sure.
Yeah. But is he really
Who the fuck's skating in the future in space?
that guy?
That's what I want to know.
That's what I want to
Look at
Jim.
this fucking loser still got wheels.
Oh, God damn it. Now you're just pulling shit out of Back to the Future for me.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Making me want to watch it again.
God.
I wonder how many times I've seen that movie.
I can definitely count on one hand how many times I've seen that movie.
I've seen this one close to 20 times, at least.
So this is your Back to the Future.
Could be, yeah.
Ooh.
I love this
alright.
fucking movie.
All right, cool. Well, this movie was released on November 27th, 2002.
That's like Thanksgiving week.
Do your math there, Tara. How old is this movie?
Oh my God, it's almost 20 years.
Oh, my
old.
God. Did you?
You see how fast I did that?
It's not quite.
Impressive.
You see how fast
It's not quite. It's just under. So it's like 19 years and like
This fucking chick
four
just
months.
went
8
through
months,
months and
9
shit.
months,
9 months?
19 years.
Oh, here
and-
we go.
It's September in 2 days.
Yeah,
So November would be like 2 months.
that's all of September, all of October. That's the end of September, which is
But we're
3
2022.
months.
Hey, people out there, you see what I got to deal with right now?
That's
What,
3
you,
months.
You listen
Steve.
to this right now?
You said
Almost
like 8
3
months.
full
That's what
months. I said
happens.
9 months.
Right.
This when I
So
this
3
is
months.
when I have two
19 years and 9 months.
brains
All right.
fighting together.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at it the opposite way of what you're saying.
I was,
You're right.
yeah.
My
my
bad.
math's actually impeccable.
Impeccable. I got a question for you.
It's not a
20
math question.
20 times 10.
It's 200.
Look at this man. Genius over
Thank you.
here.
Just put two zeros next together and times it. Anything with zeros at the end.
God, and you guys thought we were just about movies.
I know, right?
so smart.
We are not just pop culture, people.
I like it. Speaking of mathematicians and numbers, what do we think the budget was on this movie?
I see how you did that.
Oh, you like that?
A lot.
A lot. What's a lot, though?
I have no idea. It just had so much shit in it.
Okay, so I want to break it down before you guys start guessing. Wally touched on it earlier. This had 3 distinct style of animation in this movie. This was the first type of movie to do this
Yes.
before. Like, there was nothing that was combining CGI, regular, actual, hand-drawn stuff, and then computer animated
I
drawn
love
stuff.
this style of
It's-
shit, by the way.
It's jarring now looking at it.
Yeah.
But I remember watching stuff like that back in the day and going, this is really cool. This is where
worked
it's going.
Great. This would be great for 3D. Like 100% great for 3D.
But would they look flat and everything else look
100%.
3D? But would that not be
100%.
cool though?
Exactly.
Right. I like
Exactly.
so I really like that because you're getting the flatness of characters and it's Disney, and then everything around them is 3D.
Just wild dimensional shit. It's awesome. I like it.
So with that being said, what do we think it cost to make Treasure Planet? Obviously, it wasn't made in 2002. It was released in 2002. So probably a couple years in there. Does Tara want to guess first?
No, it's Wally's movie.
Okay.
$60 million.
$60 million. Treasure Planet. Tara?
65.
Did you just do that?
She just did the
I
prices
have
right
no
on.
idea. I really have no idea.
No, I could not.
I just know it went through a lot of shit.
I had to because you guys
Million.
said whatever. $140 million.
Holy shitballs! Is this the
Oh
highest
my
one?
god! And there's
Is this
oh
the
my
highest
God.
one?
The highest movie we've done.
Yeah.
No way.
No. There was
way.
uh
All the Marvel movies?
Since I've been on,
no, there was a couple Marvel movies we did that were up
Yeah.
I
there.
haven't done a Marvel movie yet.
Yeah,
Which one?
we did like the first Iron Man. Oh, you weren't here for that.
No.
Oh.
what
Why
I'm
haven't
saying.
you been on any Marvel episode? Well, I
yeah,
know
I'm
why.
a fucking
I know.
fine connoisseur of
Maybe
Marvel
we'll
movies.
continue.
You can be here when I do my Deadpool one.
There you
Sure.
go.
I'm in.
Because
Oh,
it's
I'm locked
now
into that one.
Yeah, it's now Marvel if you think about it. What's
Mhm.
it's Disney, I guess.
And we
They
have
have
a
more X-Men now.
Ooh,
More
we have a
rats.
third one coming, so they say.
fuck! You just made me change my pick.
For next week?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Ooh, which one?
Oh, we'll get to it at
Which
the end
one
of the
are you
episode.
picking, though? Which
You're
one are you
gonna-
picking?
You're gonna have to wait.
Okay, what was it? What was it gonna be? Can you tell us that yet?
It would have been a Broken Lizard movie. That's all I'll say because I don't want to give that movie away yet.
What was it? The Slam and Salmon?
I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna make people look for that movie. If that makes sense, right? I'd want to
Okay.
do a movie that people
A
would.
bigger one?
Yeah.
I know
So,
which one it is.
it's obviously one of two,
I
so
know which
that's
one
fine. So
Okay.
box office. What do we think this guy made
Way
overall?
less. Way less than that.
Hey, all right. What do you think?
Who the fuck's going to see movies during that period? I'm gonna go with
2002. This is a year after 9/11.
It's also
I feel like the
Thanksgiving
world. It's also
time.
Thanksgiving. There's a lot of people
I'm
going.
gonna go.
then.
I'm gonna go 40 million.
40. You think it only made $40 million?
I think it fucking flopped like a mother. They were trying. They wanted to make sequels and shit forever, but they couldn't justify it. So I'm just gonna assume it flopped
Okay,
big time.
that's a good thought. Tara.
45. No, I'm just kidding.
They were banking on this
41
fucking
million.
movie, making money clearly.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
I'll say 60.
60.
See, hold on.
Hold on.
I want new rules with this.
Okay.
Why?
Steve is not allowed to react when someone says something.
Why?
I'm repeating the word.
Don't you smirk. You know.
I did not feel a reaction.
It's fine.
If that
but I'm just
helps.
saying that's
What
what, we
did
should
I?
do.
What did
What
I?
did- what
I
was the
want an
reaction?
emotionless Steve.
Oh, I can do that.
Because I know every Steve, each time he says anything, I know what it means. So it's like, yeah,
Oh.
any of that, hi,
You son of a.
you know
bitch,
what I'm
you're right.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
He knows my mannerisms, my speech patterns.
it happens quick. Yep.
Adorable.
Yeah. We've.
Yes, means Tara's probably right. So go ahead. What is it?
Tara's
Or
wrong.
closer.
Very wrong.
See?
Box office overall, $110 million.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, see, that's what I'm saying.
Still lost money, but
I
not as
almost
much.
said 100, and your
But
low.
you guessed more than me.
Your low ball made me go low.
You went higher than me though. I said.
But I was gonna do 100.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, okay,
was
so
gonna
you
say
still beat me. That's what
100.
I was like.
Yeah. So I mean, let's be real. 110 million isn't bad for an animated movie that is
for
or-
losing
Hold on.
40 million or however
Yeah,
much.
You're
it was.
right,
It's
you're right.
bad just because they spent so much on it. But for a normal animated movie,
And think about it. This is an original IP. Yes, they're redoing a Treasure Island, but it's still new. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's different. new characters, new, not, I mean, yeah, big names in it, but were they really big names? Like
Yes.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt was big, but not
at that
huge
time,
then.
He wasn't big, yeah.
Emma Thompson, yeah. Let's be real. What's his face from Frasier? Sure, but I'm not gonna go see that if I'm a kid.
Can I tell you? At first, when I was watching the movie, I thought because you watch movies now, like some of the cartoons, and you recognize the voices.
Yeah.
But you didn't obviously back then, like
No,
when you were
nope,
younger.
sure.
But like now you recognize them, and I thought for sure at first that he was Kevin Kline.
Oh, okay, I get it.
He
yeah.
sounded a lot like him at first.
I didn't know who the robot was until today.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. So I've watched this 1,000 times. I had no idea it was him.
I think his voice is pretty recognizable.
It is.
It is
really
once you cue into it,
Exactly.
sure. But I will give you, he's not really well, no, he's doing Martin Short-esque stuff. in this.
100%.
You look
For
at
sure.
Mars Attacks, he's talking and doing the same shit. So,
But like I really thought, like I even looked it up because I was like, "This is Kevin Kline. Watch me get this." Because I'm usually really
doing
good.
that.
I'm usually really good at that.
I
right.
usually hit the voices pretty
And
well.
I
too.
was like, "What?" But then that's all I could hear. Once I saw who it was, I was like, "Okay, I got it.
Yeah,
I
for
get
sure.
it."
I also didn't know it was Levitt's until maybe, I don't know, like maybe I was like an adult, like 22, 23 years old.
I remember seeing the trailers for this. I remember a huge marketing campaign. I remember there's stuff everywhere for this movie. And
I don't.
then I just never went and saw it. I
Yeah.
saw it afterwards, but I didn't see it in
I remember
theaters.
seeing a
right?
few things, but I didn't see very much.
I think this was the first time I've seen this movie.
I didn't watch this when it came out. This wasn't a movie I went to see.
See, no, I
This is
remember
a movie
like
I went and saw. I probably saw this almost like 7 or 8 months afterwards.
Or even
Probably
more,
through my sisters. It probably wasn't even because I wanted to watch it.
I got
So
you.
it was like
Did you
probably
guys
an
hear
accident.
me?
What was
no.
that?
I said I'm pretty sure this was the first time I've seen this movie.
Oh, no, I did hear that. Yeah,
I
was
thought-
waiting
well, 'cause-
for him to
because
finish.
Good.
I thought that I had seen it, but then as I was watching it, I didn't
This isn't Atlantis.
like remember.
The name sounds like you would have
so,
seen it before.
Yeah,
well,
But
if
it's
you've
a
seen
spin-off.
Muppets, if you've seen Muppets Treasure Island,
I've definitely seen that.
You've
Yeah.
seen this movie. let's
I've
be
definitely
real.
seen that.
Right. It's a great movie, by the way.
So is Muppets Christmas Carol.
Everything Muppets.
That's
man.
a
Come on.
that's a holiday favorite in our
the,
family.
The newest Muppets movies were even fucking good too. With the what's his face from How I Met Your Mother.
I went and saw some of the Muppet stuff when I was in Universal.
Yeah,
or
see, you're coming back
Disneyland.
into it. You
Jason
forgot about
Segel.
it. Yeah,
They had a bunch of
I'm a
Muppet shit in
Muppet of a
Disneyland.
man. What?
In Disneyland.
Oh yeah.
They have a ton of it. and I watched
Disneyland
a bunch
or
of
Disney
hilarious. Disney World. Sorry, Disney
Well,
World.
each they have you can go to the theater, Muppet theaters there, and you can see
Yeah.
like whatever. It's kind of cool actually.
It's hilarious.
yeah. Oh yeah.
We love Muppets Christmas. Like I won't even watch. I have. I don't know if I'm the only one that's like this.
Uh-oh.
At the Christmas season, like I have favorites.
Oh yeah. Everybody does.
Are you
But
a big
no,
Christmas
no.
person? Are you like a huge Christmas person?
I'm
Do you bump Mariah Carey? You look like you bump
no,
Mariah Carey.
I don't. No, because I'm not a no, but because I'm not a
Mariah
Mariah Carey fan.
Oh,
I'm not either.
I like her like original songs.
No.
Like her first kind of stuff in the early '90s.
So here's the
What is
thing.
that?
I think
Being out in the sand.
I think that she from
I got
what?
bug bites
Oh, sand
from being out in the
fleas or
sun.
whatever.
Yeah, I was playing at Dockside yesterday.
My
ankles itch.
we were on the beach
We were-
yesterday too.
we were on
yeah.
the beach, too,
Yeah, we
but-
played.
We got a
at
whole new
Seabreeze.
sound system too
Oh,
at
what?
Toots. So yeah, we got the X32. So I was setting up that, and I got bit by bugs at Toots too. So I'm like,
Hate
I'm
bugs.
getting lit up all weekend, son. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry. Enough with
Oh,
my fucking
but I
polka dots.
have tiers for my Christmas movies.
You're sad.
No, like levels.
I know.
But like so, and I save the top tier ones for like
Close.
the days before
Yeah,
Christmas.
okay. I get that.
So like so like when I'm wrapping presents and stuff, if it's like a week before Christmas or more, I have
like that.
I have like ones that like they're
So,
good. Like I like
top
them, but
three.
they're not my.
Top 3.
Okay, it goes Die Hard, Home Alone,
Fucking do your
Die Hard with a Vengeance. What?
All right, Tara, what are your 3? I already knew what
So
these were.
my top 3 that I save are A Muppet's Christmas Carol. That's one of them.
Oh shit. Okay.
It is. That's in my top 3.
Elf.
The Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Oh,
The first one,
I
obviously.
like that one too. I like
There's
that.
only 2 good ones. Let's be real. Speaking of Martin Short,
Yeah, that one was weird.
I invented
though.
Jill. Yeah,
That one
you're
was
right.
weird.
Yeah.
And then
Where do you go with it? Though? Come on, they go to Canada. Remember?
it's probably Elf. You're probably right.
Yeah. Elf seems to be
It's
a
probably
popular
right.
choice.
But then the next level ones would be like Christmas Vacation, Four Christmases,
So this
You know,
is your
some
B,
of-
this is your B tier. Right
Some
here?
of the more yeah,
B
yeah,
tier.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Home
that's the
Alone's
B
not up
team.
there?
Home Alone is not up there. Home Alone is probably like level 3.
What about Ernest Saves Christmas?
No, not an Ernest fan.
Ernest Saves Christmas or Ernest Saves not
Ernest Scared, Stupid. It's
Which
Scared
one
Stupid
for you?
and then Christmas, obviously.
Yes,
And
my
then
boy.
what's the one where he gets the cannon or they fucking find that cannon? Ernest like something big ride or something.
Last Ride?
I don't know, something like
remember.
that. There's so many Ernest movies.
And then
I
that
love A
newish,
Christmas Story. I love that.
that newish one with Anna Kendrick that came out a couple years ago. I actually thought that was really cute. So like that's one of my gift wrapping ones that I put on. That's just like
there. Right.
I love Four Christmases with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon.
That's it. I was about to say that's that chick
I like
flick
that
Christmas
movie.
right? Yeah.
Anna Kendrick.
no.
The Anna Kendrick one.
Is that where they go to like the?
They go to all their
resort?
parents. They're trying to go to the resort, and
Okay,
it gets
that's what. Okay, yeah.
it
I've
gets
seen
canceled. So then they have to go to all 4 of their families because they have a
I'm in. I'm locked in.
their parents are all separated, so they've got 4 different households.
I peed on that.
So funny. I love when the kid throws up on her and he's like, "Ugh, you have to take it away.
Yeah.
Take it away. I'm sorry, I love you, but you have to take it away."
That was like that.
And she's just like holding
Right.
it. It's just all over.
There was a burnout of Vince Vaughn there, right? In that, ever since Wedding Crashers, we were like, hey, Vince Vaughn is funny. Let's put him in a movie. Like Old School was
It's the
great. Wedding
same,
Crashers,
like-
it's the same guy. It's
The
the same
Breakup.
whatever.
I loved The Breakup.
The Dilemma, The Breakup, Four Christmases, Dodgeball, like all
And
this
then
stuff.
it like fizzled.
Right,
But
but
same thing, and he's just firing it off like full cylinders. Like,
but good for
Every
him.
time.
Give
It's
me
great. I
give me
love
every role you can. I'm gonna milk it till
Yeah.
I can. And going back and watching those movies, they're good. But if living through that, was kind of hard to see all those movies.
Where
because
was he
it's
on the
the
new
same
Jurassic
whatever.
Park movie, Steve?
Right.
No,
Right.
What
no,
the
no,
fuck was
no, 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 no.
I haven't seen it.
No,
I
he's
haven't
not.
seen it.
He's not in
I
there.
haven't
I just
seen it,
know
but I
for a-
do want to see it.
I just from the previews, you're gonna show some fucking people that are in this.
Nick Van
You
Owen
should
is
show
not
Oh
in
yeah,
there.
yeah. I do
need-
know that older people are in the. I know that. I know they brought those.
Like
back.
I was
Yeah.
like, come on, man. What do you fucking? You brought Goldblum. You got. I know he was there. I want everybody back. Bring them all. Kill them all.
I want the guy that got ate by the T-Rex to get regurgitated,
The one on
and
the
I want
toilet.
him back.
The guy on the
If you
toilet.
can bring dinosaurs back,
Everybody.
Then you
come
can
back.
bring If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
You know what?
did he really get hit with that wrench too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he got decked.
Yeah. Well, so it wasn't a real wrench. It was a plastic
But
wrench.
still.
It did hit him.
But he still got decked in the face.
I actually watched that movie last week just because I was going through random movies and just picking
It's perfect.
whatever
It's a
and
classic.
watching.
It's
I watched
classic.
that. I watched A Knight's Tale. I watched.
I like A Knight's Tale.
I like
also
that. That's
great.
on my list actually. A
Sir
Knight's Tale.
Ulrich von Liechtenstein.
I love
Fucking
that
naked
guy.
the whole time.
That's actually Vision in the
Yep,
yeah, yeah.
yep, it is. I love that guy.
good stuff. I think we should do an episode because I do want to get my thoughts out there for the new Jurassic World movie. So instead
All right,
of
let me watch it.
we'll do an extra real episode.
I have the OG one on my list. The original.
Well, I mean,
Jurassic
as
Park. I have that
anybody
one on
else
my
should,
list.
right? I mean, that's a movie.
It's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It is, but I think we need to do a Jurassic World Dominion review because I want to.
Rip it a new one.
I want.
Is it as bad as Scream?
It's word.
No fucking way.
It's word.
The new Okay. All right. I'm in. I'm in.
I just want to.
I haven't seen it yet, so it'll
I
give
just
me
want
an
to
excuse
yell
to
at
watch
the
it.
wall. So either we're gonna do it on here, or me and you will do a fucking Screen Bros episode on it, and I'll yell at the wall.
I'm down. I am a balls deep in every Jurassic Park movie.
I like it. So
I'll watch. I'll do it on one of these episodes only because I do think that someone who it was as into all of them. I want to give my opinion on it, whether it was bad or not.
Oh, dude. I was,
okay, how many
So-
have you seen? Every other
I've
Jurassic
seen
Park.
every single Jurassic Park
Okay,
movie.
so your top 3 Jurassic Park movies in order. Go.
1, 2, 3.
All right. I'm not mad at
1, 3, 2.
It's either that. Some people might sneak 2 first, but two's got a little.
Two's
Two's
my
for me
favorite
on a
movie.
person.
One
Mine
is
goes 2,
one
1,
is
3.
one is
Yep,
my
me too.
favorite. Still, just because it was,
I think 1's a better movie.
it was it. Like it
But
was
I like
it.
2 more for my own personal
Exactly.
reasons.
But I did what I liked about what I didn't like about 2 was the lack of focus on different dinosaurs.
You know what I didn't like about
Once
2?
they kind of honed in on the T-Rex.
His daughter.
Amen. Why she gotta be a gymnastic,
Yeah,
whatever, and kill him?
Who
Dude,
kicks a raptor out a fucking window, bro?
She
does.
didn't listen though, and that drove me nuts. She never listened, and it drove me nuts.
Jurassic Park 3 should have been just the T-Rex and a couple other dinosaurs in that fucking city.
No, it needed to be the Spinosaurus, and we gotta fight.
How cool was... You think that movie's done, right? 2 has this cool thing where like you watch the whole thing.
Then it goes, yeah.
Yeah. I want a bull, and he fucking he gets that. They bring it back, and then you don't think
one of the
movie,
Tyrannosaurus.
and then the movie's another fucking 30 minutes long.
Well, that's all I was gonna say.
The
is
window
that
scene with the kid
Blockbuster?
and the aquarium fucked me up forever. And the fucking T-Rex pops it. You see his eye
forever.
Yeah.
I would lay in bed looking at my window like.
Yeah. It
If
was
one of these
great.
things fucking pops up, I swear. And he ate the dog, which was traumatizing.
Did you guys have a dedicated? So did you have like one VHS that played over and over and over again? Like, did you have a VHS player?
No,
and there was just one VHS that was always kind of there.
I did that with my DVD player in my room. I said this a couple times ago.
That was my movie. Jurassic Park 2 was sitting at my anytime I spent my night at my grandmammy's.
Did you have the one with the 3D?
I didn't have the case anymore. I didn't have. I had watched it so many fucking times. I didn't have the case anymore. Just sat there.
I did. I liked the second one. I liked Julianne Moore too, and Vince Vaughn. Like I liked the cast that they brought into that. Plus
That
Goldblum.
backpack scene.
It's your
Plus
lucky
Goldblum.
pack.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's there with me.
I just felt like, don't get me wrong, nothing against the T-Rex. I just felt like once they honed in on the T-Rex aspect, that's all the movie was about. And I like seeing other dinosaurs. I'm a big dinosaur fan. I wanted to see a lot of other dinosaurs.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. But the beginning part of the movie, they're showing all the dinosaurs, right? So
Running
I feel like,
around.
Oh yeah. Well, they kind of bring them back too when they release them out of
They rescue them.
Sure. But I get why they're doing
I
that.
do love me a Triceratops, and
They
he
should've
fucked
just-
their shit
They
up.
should have just made a
He fucked
fucking
their shit
horror
up.
movie out of this shit. That's what they.
Well,
should
that's
have
the
done.
original Jurassic Park. is
When
a
they're
horror
hanging
movie.
over that cliff, that is a horror movie in itself.
So the second one has.
Oh my God.
But I mean, that's where they should have kind of like leaned into instead of this fucking Fast and Furious model, where it's just like let's make it bigger and better. Let's get other people in here. Make it bigger and better. Let's get other people in here.
But I did.
That's
But
what
I
it
did
feels
like
is
the
what's
first
happened
one.
Since
I
the
liked.
second one.
I liked the first Jurassic Kingdom. I liked the
Jurassic World.
Jurassic World. I liked the first one.
I like the thought of it. I like the setup of it. But
I liked
did
the
not
actors.
Like,
I liked the people.
I didn't like the ending of it. I didn't like where it went. I liked the first 45 minutes to an hour. I really liked. I liked the whole. We need to engineer a new dinosaur because people are getting fucking sick of it and everything. I was like, I get it. And they're talking about the fucking movie and why they made it into Fast and Furious, whatever. My biggest deal was, and it started with 3, is why does the T-Rex need to fight a fucking dinosaur at the end, right? Like, why does it need to have
Pacific Rim.
I don't.
I liked that.
I don't like
Kong
it because every movie devolves into why is the Tyrannosaurus fighting something?
Well, and so I get what you're
It's a
saying. Like
safety
how
net,
it opened
Steve.
for other things. It opened
what
things
it
for other
is.
things. But what I liked, I mean, you're right. In the first one, the T-Rex even comes back and he fights the raptors.
But not really. He's hunting the other people,
Or
and the
she,
raptors. You're right.
she,
You're right. She.
she.
But she is hunting or trying to find food, basically, or doing whatever.
all she's.
The raptors only attack that because
Don't we learn
they,
that they're asexual? Don't we
Yes.
learn that they can produce?
Because of the frog DNA.
Are they
Right.
still technically she's if they're asexual?
they would be
They can-
them.
I'm not getting into that.
Would they not be?
But
though?
they still refer to them as she's the whole time.
But that is
Right.
just like, is that just out of, like sometimes
I don't
dudes just
think
say
that's
that
how
about
it works.
things?
I think
like both
it's-
my guitars are women for some reason. I don't know why.
Just because they are.
Brownie,
You wouldn't
do
want
know
me
why?
playing a
Brownie,
Do you know why?
Brownie and
Do you want me to tell
Goldie.
you why?
Why are you talking to me like
Do you want me
that?
to tell you why?
No,
You're
not
being
anymore.
attacked. You're being attacked.
I don't know why I do it, but
Do
that
you,
just
do you
feels
want
right.
me to tell you why?
She's about to just do it.
I'm in love with both my guitars. Does that have anything to do with it?
Do you want me to tell you why objects are always referred to as women?
Oh fuck!
Oh my fucking god! Here we go. Go ahead.
I don't.
I think that was enough. I think.
Hold on. I don't
think I explained
disagree
it
with
Would
enough
I
that.
like
with
to
that
tell you
statement.
how much I care about those two things?
I make love to those guitars.
I after a long weekend, they both
Boats,
come out of the
cars,
case. I take them out.
toys,
I clean them. I take care of them. Still make sure
He
they
treats
work.
them better.
than
every-
actual human
Right.
women.
Every
Right.
not at all. How dare you?
I don't clean my women.
No, I
What?
cherish.
How dare you?
No.
This is an 81 Honda.
It's the golf ball. No, dude, I got 7 little sisters.
81.
If there's anything I have is respect
81.
for crazy ass chicks.
It's 81.
I got
fact
an
check me
81
because
Honda.
I've been
How
saying
dare
that for
you?
years, and I want to know if I'm for sure wrong.
It's not
One
an
thing
82
one thing
Honda.
you guys will learn. Okay, just before I
It's
look
not
this
an
up,
83.
No, no.
before I look this up, I want to preface this by saying I have to remember lyrics for a living.
You're
Have
right.
you been
No, no.
drinking?
Nope.
Remember how you said feisty?
That's,
when
why I was asking.
No.
Maybe
this-
she needs to drink.
This is what I'm saying. When I'm I'm more feistier when I'm sober.
Okay.
I seriously, I not for me being, I want to be right. I want to know because I want to know.
Because
if I
you
was
might have been saying it wrong the whole
yeah.
time.
This is an 83 Honda. Isn't that 83 cents?
My head. Oh, my head. Where did that come from? Shut up! We're under attack. This is an 81 Honda.
Okay. Yep.
How dare you?
Piece
Talk
of
about
shit
another
Honda.
hidden gem.
Yeah.
Dude, I loved so many Dane Cook movies
you
when
gotta
he was in
you
his
gotta sell
prime
it.
and he
It's
was
on-
making
Who's
them.
an owl?
It's anal. Dude, and Dax Shepard is so
It's
good.
pink.
Right.
He
Like
really
a
is.
vagina.
Him, that was just Jessica Simpson was the weakest link in that movie, but
Oh my
everybody
God.
else was
Oh my
gold.
God. Yeah, no.
I don't think she's ever been a strong link. What other Dukes of Hazzard?
She was just
She
there
brought
to
her
walk
looks,
around,
though.
right?
Yeah, she looks great. She looked.
Nobody
looked
remembers that
amazing.
movie even exists.
Oh, I love that.
I
could-
like
I
it,
thought it was
but
great.
My friend and
Yeah,
I used to
but
quote
when
that
they go
movie
to the
together all the
disco?
time.
but nobody talks about it. Is what I'm saying. Like it is one of those like we got to churn these movies out real quick and who cares, right?
Yeah,
and that was
yeah.
one of those like, oh, Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah, sure.
Let's
fucking
put
do it.
another shrimp on the barbie.
on the
Exactly.
Bobby.
That's what they say there.
Jesus Christ. So getting back to Treasure Planet.
Oh, right.
That was probably one of the furthest like detours we've taken from a movie. I think.
Jurassic Park somehow.
Yeah. The whole fucking.
I don't even know how we got to. We talked about Christmas movies.
Yeah. This was bad. That was bad.
So getting back to the
I feel like that says more about Treasure Planet than it does about us. But
ooh,
Why? Are you,
How
I feel like I know you're
dare
attacking the movie
you.
now, but I feel like I'm being attacked.
my personality is
Keep
being
going.
attacked.
Keep going.
So the opening weekend numbers of
I
Treasure
cherish women,
Planet.
by the way, Tara.
I cherish
God
them.
Damn it.
I want to say I don't name any of my
Don't you
my
dare
my
fucking
objects because they're not objects to me. I
They're not objects. To
I
me.
used to
They're
have a
not
nice
objects to
car. I
me.
used to have nice drums, or I still have nice drums. I guess I don't name them
guys.
things.
I just don't think I could name my guitar a dude name
Yo, this is Willie.
and like take care of it as well. If I name my guitar David, I'm probably not going to go and be
You're
like,
not
"Oh,
even-
hey David, let me give you a
Right.
white down." You know what I'm saying? It's
mean-
different. It's weird.
What's that guitar's name? Phil. Oh yeah, you like to play Phil? Yeah, I do.
yeah, it just doesn't feel as right.
Let me go shred Phil real quick. Actually, it'd be kind of funny.
Anyways,
Philbin. I don't know. Opening weekend numbers for Treasure Planet was $12 million, which still isn't bad.
this is like my favorite
Forgot.
segment
Forgot. Is it? Why?
to hear the other movies
Oh, okay, coming
that
up.
came out. Yeah, I like that.
So yeah, so box office.
It puts it in perspective. You know?
Oh, you're right. And I want to say, I'm going to preface or preface this before the top 10.
Didn't they
we
have two
just
Disney movies at the
talked
same time?
about a couple of movies that are in this top 10.
okay, good. Sorry.
Well, I almost said I feel like we've done a lot from 2002, just in general. I feel like.
I feel like I
for sure.
remember
Even recently.
one of
Yeah.
the big complaints was the way this was released.
The way?
Yeah, because it was like there was another movie almost at the exact same time, wasn't there? Go ahead, Steve. Read the list.
There were a lot of other movies at the same time.
I remember
Wally.
watching why this was a flop, and there was something to do with how they released this movie, and I feel terrible for not.
It might be
knowing
on
it.
Steve's fun fact list.
Maybe. I don't know. Number 10, Wes Craven presents They. Remember I just said they, them, right? You know, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Nobody does. Number 9.
That's pretty deep, actually.
Nobody does.
Number 9, The Ring.
Oh yeah, that was a big one.
That movie fucked me up just for that alone.
That first scene, I paused it on that in front of some of my friends, and they fucking lost me.
I left the theater.
Oh,
Wasn't it a lot?
a little bit.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
That video of like the chair spinning, like all this shit, you're trying to figure it
That was
out, and it gets
terrifying.
a little. Yeah, you're right. I did see this meme the other day as somebody putting the TV which the girl comes out of and another TV in front of it. So like, what's she gonna do? She's gonna go in and out of the TVs.
Can I tell you a quick
That's
story,
funny.
like a
All
real
right, yeah,
fast
go
one?
for it.
So I went to see Ring 2 at the Waldorf movie
Ringu,
theater,
yeah.
the second one, and the movie theater was a little wild. Like someone had brought their baby
Okay,
and stuff like that
Why
to a
not?
horror movie.
Sure.
I
And
guess
they were
they
in
just
the
really wanted to
front-
see it.
Yeah, probably in the front row. I mean, I'm not going to get into specifics, but I'm in the back. You know, there's a part in that movie. The movie sucked ass, but there's a part in the movie where she's climbing up.
trying to remember the
It was
second one.
terrible.
Is it the ending?
There's a part where she's
Is it the
climbing up the
ending?
well.
That's my favorite part of that movie. It's the only good part.
She's climbing up the well, and the dude and lady that had brought their kid, he starts humming the Spider-Man theme song as she's climbing up the well, and everybody in the movie theater started laughing hysterically, and it completely removed me from every bit of what was left from that fucking
That's
movie.
funny.
And it was hilarious. I still
That's
remember it,
because that's
obviously.
when she shuts her in it, right?
Yeah.
And he's just Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Spider again.
That's the best part of that movie. Because then because she's still going, she's like, Mama. And she's like, I'm not your fucking mom. And just shuts her in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, bitch, tell her.
Fucking straight Spider-Man theme. For
Yeah,
that,
I
man.
walked out of the movie when I first saw it. I went with a group of friends and it was embarrassing and I was scarred.
It was creepy. It was creepy.
But I was like in 8th grade or something when that
whatever.
movie came out.
Did you? Never mind.
Ninth
We don't need to
grade.
get.
I
Ninth
walked out of Godzilla
8th grade?
2000? 2000? Godzilla
Ninth grade.
2000?
That would have been
Ninth
8th
grade.
grade. No,
Ninth grade.
Well, it depends on
Late
when, right? This is
2002.
late. It started 9th
8th,
grade.
9th
You're right.
grade.
To go in and watch The Blair Witch.
You son of a bitch.
So I snuck out of Godzilla
yeah.
and went to go watch The Blair Witch in the movie theater next door.
And you're like, no.
Terrifying. Couldn't sleep for days.
You know what's really funny? If you release that movie today, it would be panned.
Flop.
It would say, "Look, what is this? This is
Yeah, yeah.
bullshit." But it's regarded as being one of the craziest. Marketing is what it was.
Marketing and it was
One of the first.
different.
One of the first.
Yeah, it felt real.
Found footage, whatever.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Bunch of bullshit. And then you move here, because I saw that in California, and they're like, oh, this happened down the street. I'm like, this movie already fucking traumatized me.
now I
am
live here.
Why am
Yeah.
I closer to this shit now?
Yeah, no,
Thanks,
yeah.
parents.
Good job. We're all going to fucking die.
It took me, I'm not even kidding, it took me a while
Wait,
to
did you
watch
move
it.
where you were living? Like,
Yeah.
that was in the forest, basically.
Yes. So
You
we
got
left.
fucked.
We left, and we started going here. And then as soon as I get to school, 6th grade-ish,
Yeah.
I start hearing people talking about, like, this is where this was. And I'm like, oh, this is great. And then, like, this was like 30 minutes away from here. I'm like, oh, fuck. You're going to die. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm not going to go in the woods ever again.
I've only seen that movie once and I barely remember it. The Blair Witch.
It's not, you watch it now, it's not even close.
No, I think now you're like, this is stupid.
It's stupid until the end. The best part is Scary Movie making fun of it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
standing in the corner.
They came out with a new
And the
one.
snot's it's like a
Just
full on
dripping.
faucet,
Right.
just like out of her nose.
But no, they made a new one maybe like 5 years ago called just Blair Witch. And honestly, it was pretty good.
Oh.
Yeah.
They went out, it felt like a movie.
Well, it was a
didn't
movie.
feel like
It
a
wasn't as,
fucking
like-
But
found
it was a
footage.
movie about the first movie being, he was like looking for his family or his sister that was in that documentary or whatever, because that's what they're calling it at that point. It was pretty good. It wasn't
Well,
bad.
that was because they did it and they didn't, because they released it as a, like, oh, we made this. Remember?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a movie.
right.
they-
It was
Yeah,
found
yeah,
footage.
yeah, yeah.
It was found footage. And then the Paranormal Activity movie did the same thing. They weren't even
became
telling
a
people
style.
that they weren't
Oh,
even
yeah.
telling people that it was
Right.
fake at first.
Right. And the first Paranormal Activity was actually pretty good
I
because it
actually
kept
like
you,
multiple
yeah.
of them, but then it got way too weird with
Tons of
with
these-
the witches and whatever.
Tons of these movies dip into that found footage stuff now, too.
Yeah.
And I never thought about that till.
Yeah, they got this other one's called VHS.
What's-
I really like it because it's a found footage and there's an overarching story, but it's literally different directors and writers making their own little snippet kind of. So almost like Tales from the Crypt, where you watch an episode
love Tales from
and
the
there's
Crypt.
different stories, or Are You Afraid of the Dark? Same thing with the VHS
Also,
series.
that was also terrifying as a
Yes.
kid, by
Oh
the
my
way.
gosh. And it would come on like I would be watching like Nickelodeon or whatever it was before bed, and that was like one of the last things
It
that
was
would
like
come on.
the-
And I'm like,
It
no.
was like Kids X-Files.
Yeah,
is
oh, yeah.
what it
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
Is what it was.
There was one episode I remember vividly of Are You Afraid of the Dark, and it was this swimming pool that these people went to.
See, everyone
And-
has their
yeah,
Are You Afraid
right,
of the
right,
Dark?
right.
Everyone has their
Mine
own.
was the carousel one.
No, so the
Oh my
swimming
God.
And a carousel.
the swimming pool one was they made a swimming pool over like this like ancient Indian burial ground. So at night, if you went swimming, a spirit would grab you and pull you under. Yeah, I just remember like, well, I ain't going
Sounds
swimming at
kind
night.
of familiar, actually.
That's terrifying. Well, it almost is. So that was one of the worst parts to me of the Poltergeist is when she's in the unfinished pool
You want to hear a
and
fun
they're coming
fact
out
about
of
that?
the mud.
Those are real human skeletons.
In Poltergeist?
Yep.
Oh,
shit.
that are floating.
And
Not the
one
ones.
that,
Not the ones grabbing her.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't
All
even,
of those are real
But they
human
can't
skeletons.
move because
What
they're
is-
not real.
They're using
I see.
rods and shit, but
what
those are
is the
real
movie?
people.
What is
Ew,
the
amazing.
movie? Tons of house cameras, and these people are just getting possessed by, like, there's a mom gets possessed by a demon, and she
Paranormal
starts going
Activity?
crazy. Is that Paranormal
Probably.
Activity?
Well, keep
It's
keep
in a house.
explaining it.
It's in a house.
Keep explaining
this
it.
family moving to this fucking house, and then the first person.
Are they sleeping a
There's
lot?
videos. Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Paranormal
100%.
Activity.
Okay.
Well,
that's what I was
but
trying
it's
to
not.
wonder.
It may not be the first one though.
No, it's
No,
I'm saying, stylistically, I didn't think
Were
of
there
this till now.
kids?
That's essentially the same idea.
Were there
is
little
what I was saying.
kids?
Yeah. I think there was kids. Yeah.
It's probably the second one.
There was
could
there was
be.
dogs
from
or
when they
a
were
dog.
from when they
Second-
were little.
Second
remember?
one has a dog in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that was the movie I was thinking.
That
I was like,
dog
that's
was
the
like,
same.
"Get the
That's the same concept, though. It's
Yeah.
pretty much the same concept.
There
I
was
never put that together.
a haunted house. Damon Wayans did a spoof of it.
Hilarious.
Both of them are hilarious.
Hilarious.
Oh my god.
He gets railed
Yeah, by the
by the ghost.
Well, that happens in the scary movie
yeah, they're the same.
And
movie.
it's she.
3,
No,
she-
2.
2.
2, where she what's her face? Tori Spelling has sex
Oh,
with
it's
the
like
ghost.
all the way up.
And
Yeah,
she's,
yeah.
like, she's just
I'm not gonna
in
lie,
it.
that was kind of hot.
She's just fucking locked in.
That was kind of hot. I'm not
I
gonna
mean-
lie.
You're
getting
probably
railed by a
tearing
ghost, I
some of that
guess.
Weird shit.
Or you getting
No.
picked up by a ghost?
No.
No, not in a weird. But come on, it was still sexy. Technically.
She's like there by herself, and she's like, "I'm here, I'm here."
Yeah.
Because she's trying to find it. She's
Yeah.
like, oh.
That's good.
And this cigarette just lights up next to her. Nothing there, just like a floating cigarette.
I love how it grabs it. Fucking, he's completely bent over. I was like, "Oh, this is getting fucking wild."
Yeah, it's all just yeah.
I love the fact that Tim Curry's in that movie and like they show him like on a woman's body, almost like his face on a woman's body for a second. God, it's so good.
Sorry, Treasure Planet.
They show the wife, and it's like at the very end, like they're running and leaving. They find her and all the black guys.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing.
Where's the Mandingo party at? I love those movies.
Look, all these movies are better than the one that we actually chose.
Oh, stop, Tara.
All right.
Jeez,
Number 8.
we're excited. We do this.
I'm
all
excited.
The time.
I'm excited about this. At number 8, 8 Mile.
And it's 8.
Oh,
What?
Miles.
spaghetti.
Spaghetti on my sweater already.
Also, Scary Movie 3, if you want to think about that, because that's all.
What's your favorite? That's my second one.
I like the second one because
Second or 3. It's 2 or 3.
No, the first one's the best one. Scary Movie, yeah.
Okay, it's good.
Because it can
I also
stand
don't know what
alone.
noise I just made.
A Scary Movie, the first movie, can stand alone on itself to be a movie where you watch without any context. Obviously, it's spoofing
With
for
the
sure
Scream,
Scream,
yeah.
but you don't need to watch it as a prerequisite for it to be entertaining.
Sure.
2 and 3, you kind of have to see some of the source material, especially 3. And then if you go off and keep going for 4, 5, and 6,
Well,
or
they
whatever.
did. They also started to include more and more movies the further you
Correct,
went.
yeah,
Like
correct.
the first one was mainly Scream. Like it was heavy on the Scream.
It did Scream. It did. I Know What You Did Last Summer. It did. There
Yes.
was 2 more.
Those were the
in
2
there.
movies too, right? Those were at the same
I
time.
want to
that were,
say
like,
they did Never Been Kissed in there as well. Like they did some weird shit with
That was-
that.
You sure that was the first one?
Yeah, because they're in high school, and they were playing off of like She's All That and stuff like that in that movie too. It wasn't like Not Another Teen movie, but they still had weird stuff.
Well, yeah,
like
because
that in
Not
it.
Another Teen Movie did all those movies too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So number 7, Solaris.
What is that?
I believe that's George Clooney, and they go like in
Solaris.
space somewhere.
That sounds.
I think.
That's one of the first ones you've named that I
Never even heard of it.
have nothing on.
Your phone's in front of you. And it's been lighting
you,
up
Steve.
the whole time you've been sitting here.
Sent out
Thank
30.
you, thank you, Steve.
I sent out like 30 text messages earlier.
Before you came in,
I literally did like 30 different
knock
people.
them out before you get in here.
Because I did the whole tubing trip. I just did all at once today. I was
Oh,
like,
I got- okay,
if you
yeah,
want to go.
Let's go tubing.
So everyone that I like as a person.
No, maybe, no,
It's
yes,
funny
no,
that
no, no,
8
maybe.
Mile is on the list this week because I just like 2 days, like Saturday, I came across a video on Instagram of a girl doing like an acoustic cover of Lose Yourself.
Okay.
And I sent it to Sean because I've done that at shows before, like just jokingly, like the beginning of it. So I sent it to him and I was like, you know, we could technically do this.
I'd do
'cause I
that.
know the words.
I'd also do the Everlast song. You know, the big Everlast song that he had.
What it's like.
Yeah. That'd be a good song.
Am I blanking on that?
What it's like. What it's like.
I could play it. I can't sing it.
Yeah, me neither. Whatever. Look it up. Number 6, Friday After Next.
I'm just an object over here on this couch.
Oh my God! Stop. Why am I getting picked on right now?
She looked at you too. Yeah, Friday After Next.
I'm gonna
at
start
6.
retaliating here pretty soon.
It's So nobody cares about Friday movies. All right.
Nope.
Friday movies are fucking hilarious.
Friday After Next was like just as good as
I heard a
it
story.
was Friday. It was next Friday, then Friday After Next. That's right. Yeah.
I heard a story from Jonah, super bad guy,
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill. He was telling a story about Ice Cube, and him and Channing Tatum were trying to make him laugh, and they could never make Ice Cube laugh.
Yeah.
Did you hear the story? And then they were on the same flight, and they walked past him because he was laughing his ass off. Ice Cube was laughing his ass off, and they were like, "Oh, I wonder what movies he's watching." And he's watching one of his movies.
Yeah. He was watching Friday or something.
That's funny.
But they said,
but
they
he's
were-
just laughing
the
at
whole
himself.
time. They were trying to make it was Jump
Probably.
Street. They were trying, or the second one. It was either
And
21
Jump
or
Street-
22 Jump Street, and they were trying to make him laugh on the set.
That's hilarious. 22 Jump Street is hilarious.
The part where he finds out he's Jonah Hill's fucking his daughter is like the best part of that movie.
He
And
starts
Channing
running
Tatum
around.
starts
It's so good.
How your class is doing or whatever he says.
Yeah.
The best part is him not knowing it and then it hitting him because
Yeah.
he's so stupid.
Yeah, it's
Like,
great.
2 minutes
he's like,
later,
what?
He's like,
What?
Oh yeah, he runs out of the thing like they're fucking each other. Yeah, it's good. He's
Carrick
fucking,
likes to quote the meet cute part
Yeah,
of,
that is
of
good.
that
Yeah,
when
that's
he
good.
meets that other football player guy.
It's funny. Number 5, which I wish this was at 8 as well. 8 Crazy Nights.
I love that movie. I have not seen it for some reason in a while. It's not on my Christmas list.
That would be a Christmas type movie.
It is, but it hasn't been on my Christmas.
when do they usually start like going, hey, this is a Christmas movie? Is it
Like,
November? Do they wait just like
middle of
shows
November,
or
yeah.
stores do? Like, hey, Halloween's over.
Well,
or they
that-
start bringing it in like a month before that. Like,
Well, and Christmas,
October
Halloween.
30th is
a
now
lot
like
of Christmas movies used to come out the week of Thanksgiving.
Right,
They
because you
used
want
to
them
release
to be
like
out.
the big Christmas movies on
Right.
the week of
well, that's
Thanksgiving.
why I was asking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want them to be out before Christmas so you can see them, to be in the Christmas mood, or for people to then go and see them again, possibly, or see them on Christmas.
I have no idea what Solaris is. I just looked.
George Clooney?
Yeah. I've never seen it.
I wanted to make sure because I remember seeing the cover and it's like literally just his face or something with like a planet. Number 4, Treasure Planet.
Oh, not even top 3.
Number 4.
That sucks.
Top 3 in no particular order, and then we're going to guess the order they're in. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Which one is that one?
Sorcerer's
The
Stone's
third
the
one,
first
I think.
one, so Chamber of Secrets would be the second or third. Second or third.
Second or third.
So then what was this? I don't know what they all are, like the names of them.
I don't care.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm not
to
saying I
know
don't care
which
about
one
you
was
talking.
which.
I'm saying I don't
It
care about Harry
matters to
Potter.
me on being able
Phoenix.
to pick which number it is.
It's
I'm
Harry
pretty
Potter
sure
and
this
Sorcerer's
is when
Stone.
Harry Potter started skyrocketing. 'Cause
Yeah.
The first one, people are like, "Oh, this is great," but people weren't full like balls deep into it. But the
But that's what I
second,
knew- I feel
third,
like-
everyone was going to see these fucking movies.
So
at that
Chamber of
point.
Secrets, I think, is 2 actually.
I'm pretty sure it's 2 too, because I think that's
it's
where
2.
they find.
You said 2.
I like to wear a little hoodoo.
So, Harry Potter,
Good.
Chamber of Secrets, Die Another Day,
Oh, James Bond.
The Santa Claus 2.
Oh, okay. There you go.
This is a hard
There you
one,
go.
right?
There you go. That's a weird group of fucking movies.
It is.
What are 3? One more time. 3 more.
Harry
3.
Potter, Chamber of Secrets, Die Another Day, The Santa Claus 2.
No, all sequels of some sort.
You're right. Yeah.
I'm gonna go. You want me to go first?
You-
I have my
yeah,
thoughts.
go for
I
it.
think so.
I'm
gonna
collecting
go, I'm gonna go. Harry Potter, Die Another Day, and then I'm gonna go Santa Claus 2, just because it's not quite Christmas yet.
Okay.
I'm going to go Harry Potter, Santa Claus, Die Another Day.
It is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, number 1. Die Another Day, number 2. And The Santa Claus 2, number 3.
That's the first one out of however long. I think I've won 2 since I've been
Well,
doing podcasts.
the
with
only
you.
reason I did that is I
You're
know
right,
James. I know
yeah.
James Bond is like but there had already been so many by
And
then.
that's Pierce Brosnan, like at the
talked
end.
about objectifying women.
Ooh! Getting them.
Fucking Bond.
You're not wrong. I'm still waiting for a female Bond.
It's been talked about.
I know.
I'm
really has been talked
really
about.
hoping for what's his face,
Idris Elba.
Luther. I just oh yeah, yeah. Talk about a man's
Is it
man.
Idris or Idris?
I think it's one of those names
I thought it was
where
You said
Idris.
it's like
both.
say it wherever you want. But
Luther.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
Dark
he has
Tower.
a specific
Luther's
way
good.
that he
Is it?
says
I don't know.
So good.
Idris,
So
Idris.
good. He's also like a kickboxer and shit too. That's like a fucking man.
I do like him.
Man's man.
I like
I'm a man.
I'd wrestle him.
I'd wrestle him. Tomatometer time. What do we think the critics and audience scored this movie out of 100%? We're going to go to Wally first.
Audience 65, critics 70.
You think the critics like this movie more than
The audience, yes.
Okay, that's a good take. Maybe.
Feels like different than normal. This
You're
movie
right.
was a complete whack job for everything. Like, it's the weirdest shit for everything.
I don't disagree. This movie is weird.
Yeah.
Tara, what do you think?
I'm not going to be offended.
I'm gonna go
We all don't love the same things.
70 for both.
70 across the board. All right.
Because even though it's not my cup of tea, I can see the appeal of this movie. I can.
All right. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Like I
So-
get it. And to be fair, I never once said during this that I didn't like the movie.
To be fair. Yeah, no, I mean, the movie's not.
Have you heard me say that at all?
Whoa, what do you?
She quoted Tiffany.
No.
That's all I said was Tiffany said she
I
didn't
have
like
not.
it.
I have not heard you say that you don't like this movie.
We didn't
I
even
actually
we
think
didn't
I
talk
heard you
about our
say
favorite
you like
characters.
it.
We didn't talk about our favorite parts.
We haven't got there.
I think
I
heard
just
you tell me
haven't
you kinda
voiced
liked
it.
Yeah. So IMDb score, I'll say first, is a 7.1.
She nailed it.
You're getting close there. But critic score, 69%. Audience, 72%.
So we were both like right
In there.
there.
Kind of like, yeah.
And you were right with the critics being
It's not a popular thing either, right?
lower. Well, yeah, right.
With them high.
No,
yeah.
I was he.
Oh,
was
no, you're
wrong.
right. You're wrong. Critics are lower than audience. Sorry. I'm thinking
Oh, well,
about a
never
different
mind. Then I got
movie.
it. I got it. Wait.
You just had it switch. He said 69 critics, 72 audience.
Yeah.
71.
2.
2.
7.1 for IMDb.
So the
So-
critics were just under.
Okay. Yeah, I had it backwards. I had it backwards.
Yeah. But, I mean, all around, those are high scores for this movie to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying this movie's bad either, but I would think critically it might have been like a 50 or something.
I blew my dad's mind the other day with Rotten Tomatoes. He did not know that this was a thing.
Oh.
And he thought, he was like, so if a movie has a higher score, does that mean it's bad? Because it's called Rotten Tomatoes. So
Well,
he
then
was like, does that mean they're higher score, the more rotten they are? And I was like, no.
I mean, that he's got a point, right?
But I started, the reason I blew his mind is because I said a lot of people use this, like when
Right.
they're
Oh,
looking
yeah.
at movies.
Yeah.
And I said, so lately, especially with this, I've looked up movies that I've watched a long time, like
to figure out where
just
they're
to
at.
see, like just to like, I really like this movie. I wonder if,
Yeah.
and I was blowing his mind with some of them. Like he was like offended that
yeah.
the
Well,
general's daughter was so low and stuff
the-
like that. Like
the-
some of those movies.
The thing with Rotten Tomatoes is there's a movie that you'll be like, this is amazing. And then you look at that and you're like,
like
why is it-
20%.
Right. What the fuck? You're high. Like, yeah. So it's a weird barometer because some movies you're like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Other movies,
Well, he was like, wait a second, because I looked up, this is the end.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the end. I think it was like a 69, 70% or something. And then like the general's daughter was like under 50%. And my dad was like, how the hell is
makes sense. It makes sense.
this is the end doing?
Right.
And he likes that movie too, but he was just like, one is actual act, like it's
One's
an
a
actual
movie,
movie.
right. This is
One's
just
like,
bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. It's there.
So then he got so interested and he was like, okay, what's this one? What's this one? Like he asked me to look up Moneyball and he asked me to look
That
up
was
like,
probably high.
it was like 87 or something like that.
Makes sense.
But
so,
the only reason I told him about it is because I looked up Seabiscuit versus
what
Secretariat
is that?
to see if it was it felt the same way as me.
It did.
And it did not. Seabiscuit was a little. They were close, but Seabiscuit was a little bit more. Yeah.
The biscuit. Wally, who's your favorite character in Treasure Planet?
Finn.
Ben?
Finn. Is it
Finn.
Finn?
Who you talking?
You don't
Finn.
even know the guy's name?
I'm not sure.
You talking the main character?
Yeah.
Jim?
Jim.
That's what it is.
Said Finn.
Mister, I've seen this movie 20 times.
I have. I'm terrible with names. I've told you guys
terrible.
this 1,000 times.
Terrible with names.
The one thing I do not pay attention to is names of anybody.
Well, in this movie, it's
look
kind of
through
hard
my
though.
phone. You want to see something funny?
Oh,
I'll show you
God,
something
I don't-
hilarious.
What am I?
I'm
What's
not
my
sure.
name in
You're
there?
Steve, and you're the Steve.
All right, look at
Thank
that.
you very
Hey,
much. I don't have hers.
the only Steve.
So this is
We're
one
not
of
at
the,
that level yet again.
this is one of the guys that I asked to go tubing today. By the way,
Miles Spanish last
Mike.
name. Mike Spanish,
Spanish
last
last name.
Is that Trujillo?
yeah.
I mean, you're right though.
Oh my God. That's
would-
so funny.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't do names. There's certain things my brain doesn't like to do, and that's one of them. So
My dad is the same way.
Kiss
He
my
has
butts.
My dad
My
has
brain, my
identifiers for people.
Super high functioning with certain things. Not at all for it all. There's nothing there for names. There's nothing. There's nothing there for names.
My
There's
dad has
nothing.
identifiers. Ashley, the one that drives the blue car. Yes.
Exactly.
No, that's just the dad thing, though. You know what I mean? Like, my dad
No.
still thinks Brent is Brett.
No, he like me and my sister. He'd be like Emily, no, Tara, like all the time. Same with the
That's
dogs
why-
and everything. Like it
That's
was
a
all
dad.
the time.
Anytime I do any like my test studying right now, everything's association. Nothing is actually memorizing. So it's like everything is by association. So like when I see something, I even have to like today as something involving a vestibule, right? Which is
Is it a
this little-
vestibule or is it a platico?
vestibule, right? But I drew it out. I drew exactly what it is in a bollard. There's certain things I have to do like that to get my brain to work. It sucks.
Do you have little like songs and stuff? Like
Sometimes I have jingles, I have correlations, I have movies, I have visual references. Sometimes it's
Solar
it's
plexus,
colors.
instep, nose, groin. Yeah.
and don't forget to sing.
Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
I need to see that movie again. Tara, who's your favorite character in this movie? Gotta have somebody.
Dr. Delbert.
All right.
I like the little flubber guy. What's his name again?
Morph.
Morph,
That's what it is,
yeah. You know what was funny about that is like
Because he
it
morphs.
felt like they were trying to make like this new big character,
Into things.
like
He is adorable.
Baby Yoda, but it never took off. You know what I mean?
it was
It was adorable. It was adorable.
Except
and
that
the
he
end
made
part
me
too.
mad multiple times too, because he
would
fucked him
mimic.
up on a couple things.
But not on purpose. He was just
I
trying to play
know,
with them.
but
and he,
still.
yeah.
Get out of my business, Morph.
Yeah, right. You're right. My favorite character was Ben. It has to be. You know why, Wally?
Yeah.
But I mean, to be perfectly fair, he is a good character in this movie, and
Yeah.
and he is funny. And I feel like the movie didn't pick up until he showed up.
Which is a little bit later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I was
It's
even
more than halfway through.
Oh yeah.
It's almost that. It's right
almost-
before the
it's late.
exit sequence. Yeah.
No, it's
Right before the end.
So I paused it when Tiffany was like looking like she wanted to murder me. And I was like, do you want to keep watching this? Like, what's wrong? And she's like, no, just finish it. It's fine. And that was right when they met. And it was like around 45 minutes left.
Yeah,
You
it's
take
so-
10,
it's
you
more
take
than
10
halfway
or 12
for
off
sure.
the end of that bitch for the credits. And
You're
that's
right.
What
You're right.
stuck,
You're
that's
right.
what you're
You're right.
stuck with.
So we kept watching it. And it did get better after that point. But I can see my wife's
Soul leaving her body.
yeah, I could see that until that happened, because there wasn't a lot. Yeah, there was stuff going on, and you had to build the story to get that payoff at the end with Jim and Silver or whatever. But it did kind of drag. You know what I mean?
It's exactly. So here, hold on. So
Obviously, it's a story that it's been said before, and they're trying to recreate things.
1,000 times. It's just a spin on it. It's a space. It's a space version of Treasure Island. But
And a
where this
cartoon.
where this shines is in everything else, which is like the visual and the music is amazing. The mix between like the alternative rock and the symphonic shit is
Was that the Goo
fucking
Goo Dolls?
Yeah, that's exactly
and it came
who
out of
is.
nowhere. And I even said to my
He
wife,
has 2 or 3 songs in here written for just this movie,
Right.
and they're phenomenal. I have them on my phone. I play them all the time.
Look
they're
at this
great.
guy.
Yeah. No,
I've probably listened to that twice. The first time I saw this movie, completely forgot about it. And
Yeah.
then last night watching it, and I went, wow, this is like discovering, like if I was a fucking young kid right now and discovering Goo Goo Dolls, I'd be like,
exactly.
oh,
And
what is this?
It's thematic. It had everything I wanted. I love cartoons. I'm a child.
I love cartoons.
I'm a baby. So this is like this works.
As a
This worked
whole.
perfect.
As a
Like I said, check my boxes. Checked all
got-
my boxes.
I got a couple boxes and I checked them.
There's not a lot of boxes, and this one checked all of them.
I really liked, in the first 5 minutes of this movie, I already knew that Delbert is who I was going to say was my favorite character. I hadn't even met all the characters yet, and as the
the
5
comedic
minutes in the
relief.
movie,
Yeah.
I was like, "Yep, that's him." When he's
also gets the
sitting
girl, too, you know?
at that table, and that little kid comes over, and he's like,
Oh, it all makes
"Go
sense
away now."
That all makes sense now.
I want to say one thing. At the end part of the movie where it seems like a lot of time has gone by because they have like triplets or
the
quadruplets
Disney
or whatever.
celebration, you know.
Why do those kids that were in the beginning, why are they still kids with braces?
They're aliens. You know, who knows, Steve?
Maybe it takes fucking thousands of years for them to.
Everything's
All
an
right.
animal alien in this. Who knows?
I think
I
they were
get it.
trying to
I get
save
it.
money.
I mean, people wear braces for years.
Yeah, but those
Steve.
kids were still kids. They were the same looking.
Steve, we cannot
size.
presume to know how their species grows.
Procreates. Yeah. How do humanoid dogs and cats do it?
And why did
knows?
Why did 3 of them look exactly like a cat and 1 of them look like a dog? Why weren't they all like weird hybrids?
That always happens. Have you not seen Lady and the Tramp 2?
That's-
or even the end of the first one?
They
All
would
the
all-
puppies look like her except for one that looked like the tramp.
So is that just a Disney?
Do they still have litters? Or are those all individuals that like them a couple months apart?
These are the questions
We
that
don't
need
know.
to be answered.
She said, I can't remember what scene, but she said something questionable about was it his eyes or something like that?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Oh,
I was like, oh yeah, I don't remember.
Oh,
that.
she did. Yeah, when she was like passing out from the pain.
Yeah.
And he was like,
She's losing her mind.
losing her mind.
Yep.
he was
funny.
a good character.
I love when he's like when he first opens the orb and it's like the map and she's like, will you tell him that this is like ridiculous? And he's like, oh, it's ridiculous. It's preposterous. And he goes on and he's like, and I'm going with you. And he starts just like
Yeah, that
grabbing
was good,
things.
right.
And she's like, what the fuck, dude?
It's perfect.
Supposed to back me up here.
As a man, you don't. Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah.
I don't
He
give a
was
shit
like,
what you're
oh,
saying.
yeah, it's for
Right.
sure
Yes.
crazy, but I'm doing it.
Treasure Planet.
You son of a bitch.
I'm in.
I'm in.
So, what was your favorite part or scene, Wally?
I like the bonding between him and what is
Silver.
the pirate Silver? Yeah, where they start flying.
The sequence.
Yeah, through what
of
looks
them,
like
like-
kind of like the Milky Way.
John Silver.
But it's like the montage of them getting to know each other.
Need a montage.
Yeah, the wannabe dad sequence. It's nice.
I'm gonna piggyback off you. My favorite scene was at the end when he's leaving and he catches him leaving and fleeing, right? And they
Yeah.
have that bro hug moment and they both wipe tears away like
Yeah,
I'm okay with you seeing this right now. Like we broed out
Yeah.
and
You're
you're like
locked in, bro.
that's what I'm saying. Like I like that it
You
shows that
changed
that's
me.
okay. You know what I mean? And you're seeing a giant character arc of what you just said, Tara.
Yeah,
like a
that's
character.
what the whole movie is essentially is him growing up and then that father son bonding. That's
Well,
what the whole
honestly,
movie is.
I don't think the movie's about a kid growing up. I think it's taking an adult who was going one way in life and having a kid change the way he looked at life.
Sure.
Right? And having a coming to Jesus moment with the kid, like I'm fucking saving the kid versus what I want and what I've been chasing
that
my
was
entire
another
life.
huge character development. Yeah,
yeah.
when he's like
Oh,
holding
can I
the
tell
pirate
you how
boat.
much I hated that part?
Why?
Every movie that they let Treasure go, it drives me nuts, and I don't know why.
Oh, yes.
And I'm not saying because I
feel like we're learning more about her than
no,
me.
no, no.
Watch-
And I'm- no.
Watch National Treasure if you need your treasure fix.
Oh, I've
right?
seen- oh, I've seen
or the
National
mummy.
Treasure.
Or the mummy.
I'm surprised you
like-
haven't done that one yet, Steve.
But like
It's in my back pocket.
Sean was just telling us at practice yesterday that that's one of his favorite movies, National Treasure.
Which one? It's a great
weird-
movie.
It's a great movie, but that's
Because I
such a
told him, I
weird-
kept teasing him. I was like, "We need to get you on there," and he said, "You're gonna have to get me drunk to talk, though."
I'll get him drunk.
And I was
got-
like,
Ah,
and
damn
I was
it.
like, we'll just pick a movie that like you love. We'll make sure that it's
He
a
is
movie.
kind of quiet. I don't ever really
He
talk to him.
is. You have to
you gotta open. You gotta
you have
let
to
him
open him up.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
he's like my dog.
like he's not
Hates
quiet
everybody
to
until
me
like you get to know him.
at all anymore.
Yeah, he
like
doesn't
I don't
shut
see him as quiet at all anymore.
No, really.
But
He's comfortable with
anybody
you.
outside of that would.
Yeah, he doesn't shut up to me.
You have to like, yeah, you have to like spend. He's a sassy motherfucker, is what he is.
putting
we
the
had
sauce on it.
we had a lovers quarrel this weekend because we were both getting sassy.
Okay, it was hot out, both days.
No, oh,
No?
that's true. It was
That's
not
not
both
why?
days. Yeah.
No, we don't want to know.
No, I was gonna say that it wasn't yesterday. It was Saturday, but then you said both days.
Both days were hot.
It's
yeah.
it was Saturday that we got into
It was a hot one out there this weekend.
and by got into it, it obviously wasn't real.
Dude, you
but I
don't
was
know
just like,
how
oh my
much
gosh,
Sweat.
Stab somebody.
I lost.
so much,
Yeah,
Lost
yeah,
5
yeah.
pounds.
so much.
Insane amounts.
I like it. Tara, what was your favorite part or scene? Gotta have one.
I mean, I liked a lot of Delbert moments. I'm not gonna
I mean,
lie.
you're right.
Like
They
I
were
liked
entertaining.
the beginning where like I said, he was collecting all his stuff and he was really like gung ho. I'm gonna take this kid and we're gonna do it. I liked that. I liked when he shows up in the suit
They plug it in
and
the
he's
back.
embarrassing, and the kid just is like.
I could plug my
Like
own
he like
suit in.
rolls his eyes at him
Yeah.
as he's coming out off the ship behind him. But I also like later when because she's injured and he's driving the ship to get out and he turns around and he's like, "Will you let me drive?"
Yeah,
yeah.
Because he's finally like, I got this. Like I
Yeah, that
got
was,
it.
That was definitely more of a relationship-esque thing I got from it. From like a
I really liked how it seemed like every character actually had a character arc, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
pirates that were on the ship were just there for the story, but most every main character had some kind of transforming moment.
Disney
you know?
is the. I mean, obviously, is the king of payoffs.
Sure.
Every Disney movie is the king. Well, at least Disney cartoon movies.
sure,
You know, older ones.
Wait, I need to clarify what I meant about the treasure thing. I am not some gold digging whore over here.
I didn't say anything about being a whore, Jason.
But what frustrates me is when you go, and there's so many movies that do this, where they go, the entire movie is about this,
The treasure,
and then
at
they
the
get
end.
nothing.
He had a pocket full of stuff.
But
and he
there's
gave it to
there's
his
always
mother.
somebody
but
with
that-
a pocket full of change.
But I
That
get it.
Little
You
pocket.
could have done a better job of not losing all that shit.
There was so
Right.
much.
I
You telling
get
me
it.
you couldn't have gotten anything?
Yeah, I get it.
Here's
That's
my
fine.
thing.
I felt the same way with Uncharted.
Hold on. You jump on the ship and you grab him with the ship and go.
Sure, possibly.
I'm taking that chance.
Possibly. I might
I
have
felt the
even
same
just
way with
taken the ship.
Uncharted, where they
Yeah.
lose the whole freaking boat and just sinks. I was like, you better get your ass out there. You know where it is now. You better get your ass out there.
Yeah, he had the
you better
gold brick.
scoop it all out of the water.
That's every good guy treasure
Okay,
hunt movie,
he had
though,
a
is-
book bag in comparison, though, to
But that book bag was still a lot of cheddar.
a whole ship. His
Right, you're
whole
right.
life.
There's probably
they
a
were
ha-
looking for this.
a handful of movies that do that, like where it's the good guy,
Oh, literally,
hunting
The
for
Mummy
treasure.
is- yeah,
hunting for treasure. They never actually end up with treasure. That's like, oh, the life lesson is love is treasure. You know what I'm saying? That's what
The life
90% of
lesson.
the movies are.
You're right.
You
You're
can
absolutely
have
right.
both things.
You want to know one of my favorite chick flicky kind of movies are? Fool's Gold.
Oh,
They get gold in that.
I know.
They
I
actually
know.
find that.
That's the reason I was kind of like,
he gets booty in two ways in that movie.
I love that
I
movie.
really like Kate Hudson.
I do too.
And I like that she's not your typical like Hollywood bombshell.
She seems smart.
Like she doesn't have much of a figure. She's got like a tiny little cute little backside.
I would take her out on a dinner date.
Nothing up
And
here.
never call her again.
Nothing up here. She's got those
Yeah.
big characteristic ears.
Speaking of Dane Cook and
But
her,
she's so adorable. Like she's just adorable.
what's the movie I'm thinking of?
My best friend's girl. That's
Right.
such with Jason Biggs. That's
Yep.
that's a good one too.
Good one. Great movie.
I love at the end, like not the end, but towards the end where he's like, I have to fuck this relationship up because
Yeah, and he tries to
I'm,
fuck
I'm
his
not
mother,
good enough for her.
Mother, yeah.
And the Johnny Cash song starts playing as
It's
he's,
really good, yeah.
as he's like getting into like his asshole character.
It's perfect.
I used to love Dane Cook.
Yeah, I'll listen to the CDs here and there.
Like I love
Shit got kind of dark though.
yes.
Yeah, after all
But
that
I
shit went
love
down.
the way his energy on stage. I feel like he was one of
He's like a spastic
I
child.
feel like he
ADD
was
is what it
one of the first ones that used the whole stage. Like he was very like
Have you seen
Robin
Case-
Williams first, but I'll
Robin
give
Williams,
you
have
that.
you
But
seen
I'm
Cat
saying
Williams?
I'm on the modern. He wasn't all over the stage.
Who?
though.
Cat? Which one? Robin?
Both Williams.
No, Cat.
Oh,
Cat
no.
Williams was
I
everywhere.
watched him pretend to be Crocodile Dundee and hump a stool.
Crocodile
But
Dundee.
he ran and tackled
like-
that stool from like
saying a nah.
15
But
yards.
like
can't do
Dane,
it.
like
No.
he had at least 2 tours where his stage was a circle in the middle, and
Yep.
he was literally like every angle.
Great
I
idea.
went
for
to
sure.
one of those. I went.
In DC, yeah.
Cassidy got me tickets to that for my
Replace-
birthday.
the good batteries with shitty batteries.
He replaced that.
Yeah, I just went in there and I ripped all the fucking beads down.
Loose
the
change.
B&E one was the fucking best.
When he
Anyways,
talks about when you cheat and then you start suspecting you're so guilty.
Glitter on my
Loose
dick.
change? You are a whore. With whose dick are you washing your car?
Get the jelly twat. Sorry.
But now he's engaged to a woman who he started dating when she was 18.
Ooh.
Oh,
What, 18?
wait, no.
They said they started dating when she was 18.
Hey, if it's in Alabama, you can date somebody who's like
They are
16.
now engaged. He's 50 or something, and she's
Off. My life force
She's-
just got sucked out.
I know, right?
Dane Cook is 50.
23. She's not even half his age.
Steve's number one fear is just fucking getting old.
Her name's Kelsey.
You're looking good, buddy.
Thank
You're
you.
looking fine.
Thank you.
And she's not even like a 23 that like looks like she's 30. Like, you know, sometimes
just
like
looks like a baby.
She looks like she's 23.
Got it. Were we entertained by Treasure Planet?
You know my answer.
I know your answer. What's Tara's answer?
Yeah.
We're trying to get this video in the whole time. I keep
Yeah.
forgetting it. We got it.
We're trying to go earlier than
What?
an hour and a half.
No, I was talking about.
Oh,
Here's the images.
Oh,
Walter.
if you're watching on YouTube, we have videos and I'm putting in the trailer, in the surfboarding. Is it a surfboarding? Is it
Skyboarding.
airboarding? Skyboarding.
Surfboard.
I like skyboarding. That
Surfboard.
sounds good.
I know, right?
Mm.
So that's another
sure.
thing, science-wise. Those
Does that even work?
sails. Well, that's like how they like theoretic like propulsion in space, or by
Theoretically.
solar sails. So I always thought that was pretty cool.
That's cool. Would we recommend this movie to our mothers?
I would. My mom would love it.
My mom would probably watch it and then go, "Meh."
Of most of the ones that that I've been on talking about movies, that would probably be more towards the top of the list of movies that I would recommend to my mom. Because we've had some. What are you gonna do?
Nothing. I'm waiting.
We've had some raunchy ones, you know,
whatever.
and we've had some like dumb comedy.
All the raunchy movies I've ever seen, my parents have walked downstairs with me watching anyways. So
No. I'm just saying that's not my mom's thing.
oh,
So like this is not
your
that.
mother's
So
thing.
like I could do this.
it's not
This-
my bag, baby.
I'm saying Treasure Planet is closer to something I could recommend to my mom.
I got you. Oh,
It says this is my bag.
by Austin Danger Powers. This movie took 10 years to make, having had the longest production cycle of any movie in Disney's past. After it went through production hell, though the production mainly started after the release of Hercules in 1997.
That's crazy. That's that far apart.
Yeah.
Wait, the production?
The production started. So again, the whole idea of the movie and trying to get it made took over 10 years, but the production started when Hercules was finished in 1997,
So was it 10 years before the production or 10 years including the production?
including the production.
So that's 92, Wally, just
Right.
for your
Which is why.
1992.
Look at
Not
her
all
with
this
her
is
math.
perfectly 10 years apart.
And then 97
Right.
was
Everything
5
with
years
two.
before.
Right. Look at her. Look at her.
Half of the amount of time was production. Half of it was
Yeah.
Thank you.
trying to get it made.
Look at
That's
this,
perfect. What about
50%.
36 months?
50% of the time.
A sequel is planned with William
Proper
Dafoe.
fractions over here.
A sequel was planned with William Dafoe set to voice the villainous Ironbeard, but it was canceled because of the movie's failure at the box office.
Fucking do it. That'd be so good. William Dafoe's the shit.
Ironbeard.
He is
100
so good.
100
As
million,
a
I feel like
voice
it's not a
actor, too?
failure, though.
110.
110, sorry.
You're right, but up against the budget it had, like you can move some numbers around and do some stuff and make
Also,
it a
it
success.
couldn't have possibly, it shouldn't take as long the second time as it did the first time, I feel
They're
like.
not going to lose that much and
Not
spend
today,
that much
yeah.
and then do it again. They're not going to make a
Yes.
sequel off that. Which
Well,
is
and it's
fucking-
been so long, right? People
There's-
aren't thinking
there's-
about it.
You know, everyone puts up petitions for
Mm-hmm.
like obviously there's like followings for every movie ever, but people put up petitions for this and like a bajillion people signed it.
Oh yeah.
Like 50,000, 60,000 people were like, we want this fucking movie.
That's
Where?"
why Manifest Season 4 is coming out right now, because
That's what
all
I'm
the
saying.
fans bitched about it.
Everyone wants the because this became a big movie after the fact.
It's why Veronica Mars got a movie, because
Yep.
everyone was mad that that we only got 3 seasons or whatever.
So
and then they did
Crowdfund it.
another season just a couple years ago.
So I got 3 points to that. Super Troopers 2 was crowdfunded and
Yep.
was made. Firefly is another one of those shows where people are
So
petitioning to get
good.
that made, but it's probably never going to because of Joss
I
Whedon.
never really watched that, but Carrick
It's really
always
good.
talks
Just watch
about
it.
that
Just
show.
watch it. It's
That's
really
got the
good.
dude from Dodgeball in it, the guy that plays the pirate, right? Isn't he in that?
Yep. Steve the pirate.
He's probably my favorite
It
character.
also
in
has
that movie.
Nathan Fillion.
Fillion. Nathan.
It's really close though.
Fillion.
Yeah.
Who, if you do want to see a great adaptation of Uncharted video game, watch the YouTube little short
So
video
good.
they made. It's like 15 minutes long. It's really what Uncharted should have been. And Nathan Fillion is playing
He does a phenomenal job.
Nathan Drake. It is fucking good.
It's so fucking good.
It's so good.
What is that guy?
Nathan Fillion?
Yeah, is that?
Have you seen Castle?
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay.
yeah.
Yes, and actually, Carrick and I liked Castle. We did watch Castle.
Yeah, I heard there was some very weird rumblings behind the scenes on that show.
What does that mean?
Like him
You have
and
gas or
the main character girl, they did not get along very well.
No, really.
Yeah, so
Wow.
read up on that. It's pretty.
He seems like
fucking
such a nice guy, so it has to be her.
Yeah, I think it had to do
Does
with
it?
some weird. I think it had to do.
Don't do that with
no,
me.
no,
Does
no, no,
it?
no, 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 no. I think
Don't
it
do
had
that
to
with
do
me. Don't
with
you dare.
weird.
You walked right into it with that one.
I think it had to do with weird scheduling things in like how
I just
long
know
their
the character.
shooting
Yeah.
days were and stuff like that. So people weren't very nice to work with.
I
Gotcha.
Yeah. The human characters are hand drawn, but John Silver's cyborg leg, arm, eye, and the robot Ben are all flat rendered CGI. The ship was created using Disney's deep canvas process. In some scenes, all 3 types of animation appears simultaneously.
It's amazing.
It really is that it blends and works as well as it does.
The depth is fucking phenomenal.
There's a scene where they're like going through and it's showing like 3D stuff on top of flat animation, and it's like, I think it's a part where they're sitting in the boat,
Mm-hmm.
like when they're trying. And I don't understand how you can come up with the rotation
Conceptually, right.
of the camera
moving.
perfect with
Yeah.
the 3D space and the animation at the same time without it looking fucking janky.
Yeah.
And it
It
doesn't.
didn't look janky.
Well, like,
140 million. It better not have looked janky.
anytime that
was
camera's
about to
moving,
say.
it's following that the crab dude. Forget his name, but when he's climbing down the ropes, the camera's panning
Spider.
as he's climbing.
Isn't he a spider?
And it-
Something like that. Spider Crab. He had fucking pinchers.
But you can see the way the camera's moving and that the drawing's getting bigger.
Yeah.
It's a crazy
Yeah, it is
fucking
crazy.
concept.
Didn't have a shell though.
You're right. He's an alien.
Exactly.
Right.
It's true.
Exactly.
And that's why the kids were still, the size they were and with braces.
Yep. Could be the Yoda
Yep,
thing,
yep,
right?
yep.
Baby, 50 years old.
Yep.
You don't know.
When Jim's mother sits with him in his bed to read his book,
That
on
part
his
was cute. I forgot to mention that part.
the what?
That was cute.
He's on the bed
the-
with the
the-
sheets.
The
lit
little,
up.
the little.
Oh yeah. In the bookshelf, there is a Stitch doll in an astronaut suit.
I like that Disney does that.
with everything.
Hides other characters in the movie and stuff.
I like it too. A
I
lot
like
of so Pixar's done that forever, but Disney's been doing it. I mean, they've been doing it for a while. Obviously, this is 2002, but they don't do it as much as Pixar does.
I think.
Oh
this
yeah, you
might
see
be
Pixar,
another-
like you see like
Every
toys from Toy Story,
right.
in like other movies.
Well, I believe it's every movie they're about to do is in the movie before it. They'll put like something little in it. Yeah.
Once that kind of became,
Easter egg.
Once that kind of became a thing in that period of time, right? Pixar
Yeah.
was like the main.
Oh yeah.
So like all these movies that were like animated with like old school stuff was not that popular anymore.
And it's
So also
not.
I feel why this movie kind of didn't do too well. It's because these movies were all like B-side movies that were coming out at this point in time that were animated like
I
this.
don't disagree with you because the new thing was CGI, right?
Exactly,
You had
right?
all the Pixar movies coming out and everything around this time, and Disney was kind of getting
It wasn't
behind the
cartoon
times.
anymore. It was animated.
Exactly.
It was
Right,
like
right.
full. It was like really transitioning to.
When's the last movie
Heavier
that you've
animation.
seen that was just cartoon come out?
That was big.
That was big.
Yeah.
The Princess and the Frog?
Was
Probably.
Moana? Was Moana?
No, that's all CGI.
Frozen.
All CGI.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Your brain doesn't make you think
I know
about it,
you.
right?
It doesn't, but
Yeah. This movie was pitched to Disney by
Isn't that crazy?
John Musker and Ron Clements several times. In 1985, during production of The Black Cauldron, but they ended up assigned to direct The Great Mouse Detective. After directing The Little Mermaid, they also pitched it, but ended up being assigned to direct Aladdin. Then, after directing Aladdin, but the studio wanted them to direct Hercules. 97. Musker and Clements agreed to direct Hercules only if they were allowed to make
Thank you.
this movie right after it.
wow.
And
I do
then-
like all of those other ones too.
What?
though,
And
so.
all those movies were giant fucking successes, and then they finally agreed to do. All right, we'll give you your movie you've been trying to pitch since '85.
Doesn't this seem like a perfect storm of weird shit
Yeah,
to anyone else?
It really
That's
does.
how it feels to me.
like they finally were able to make it, and they made what they wanted, like $140 million budget.
Yep.
It looks amazing. It's a good movie, but at the time it
Staff
comes
for
out,
10 years for that much.
Wally,
that's probably where
maybe
it came out.
because it's too real. Maybe Treasure Planet does exist, and they were trying to like.
Oh my god, it'd be so cool.
no, I
They're trying
the
to
answer
kill
you
it.
want.
They're trying to kill it.
I think it's just the culmination of what we just said. CGI being
Yeah.
bigger, this being a not a recognizable IP that wasn't big at the time, and just not having a big
Paying people for 10 years.
cast. With that, yeah, too, right? There was nobody saying you need to see this because fucking this person's in it. No, so
Yeah, but I feel like with animated movies or cartoon movies that wasn't really the case anyways. You weren't going to see them because of who was voicing someone.
no, but you always had like the big person, like Lion King had Jonathan
JTT.
Taylor Thomas, right? You had Hercules. Oh fuck, who was even Hercules? I don't even remember.
Oh my god, I know.
Who was Hades in that? Somebody big.
Oh my god, you're right,
It's
but
not
like
Robin Williams.
I could picture the dude's
no,
face.
it wasn't.
Sure, but Aladdin, you had Robin Williams.
Imagine
like,
if I knew names. Imagine how good I'd be at this.
your life would be so different. Last fun fact.
It was the dude that did that cult movie. That like he looked like he was underwater and had like leaves and stuff hanging from his face. He talked really gay. He wore high heels. I'll explain this later afterwards because I'm not going to be able to find it now in this short period of time.
This is the first feature film to be released simultaneously in regular and IMAX theaters.
That's what I'm saying. There's a
Right.
lot of weird shit going
And
on with
it's-
this fucking movie, man.
It's almost like not record breaking. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but just like groundbreaking, right? They're doing all this different CGI inside of an animated movie, releasing it a different way. There's a huge marketing budget. They put $40 million into marketing in this movie, and nobody went and saw it. Or did they? Because he still made 110. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I feel like I got a gem. I
got a
feel like
gem.
I got something real good that I love, and I just can't give it to anybody.
No one
it's
wants
worthless
no
to
one,
everybody else.
no one wants the
You know what I'm
treasure
saying?
planet.
I'm like, look at this. Look at this beautiful thing I have. It's so nice. And then
I get what you're
behind it,
saying,
someone
but
in
it's
there
still-
like,
it's
that's
still-
a fucking lump of shit.
It's not.
Wally.
Though, it's not. Well, speaking of, we're at final decisions. So give us what you think it is out of 10 and why.
It's a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. But why? You got to have a.
I'm in love with this movie.
I've
been genuinely in love with this movie since I was a kid. Like for every portion of it, I love the music. I love the story. I love the way it looks. It checks the boxes. It checks the majority of my boxes.
All of my boxes.
Yeah.
Give me the box.
Which one? Are you hitting on me right now?
I am.
You take me out to dinner first, Steve.
I want to know what boxes I need to check. No, I don't know.
I'm in love with this movie.
All right.
Hands down. It's my favorite animated movie of all time.
9 out of 10.
It's my favorite Disney movie.
Ooh. All right.
It's literally my favorite Disney movie.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Tara? Don't feel bad.
No, I don't feel bad.
I'm sure I'm going to give a lot of your guys shit ratings. I promise.
6.5.
Promise. 6.5. Why?
I don't really have a reason for you. That's
I
just
can't
how
be
I
that person.
That's just how I felt about it. Like
gotta have it.
it wasn't either way. That's what I'm
my
saying.
internal monologue.
I didn't dislike this movie, but I didn't love it. So that's why I'm saying like
Okay. All right.
6.5.
All right.
Like it was still enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with all of the things you guys said about the music and the graphics and the depth of the storyline. But would I
6.5.
go to search to watch it again?
No.
A lot?
No.
Probably not a lot.
I don't
But-
think
So you're saying you would watch it again?
I would watch it again, but I wouldn't like. Do you know
wanna
how
watch
much
it, yeah.
do you know how much I've seen some of these other Disney movies?
probably a lot.
A lot.
So
and
there's-
it wouldn't
yeah.
be that.
I got you. But because you've only seen it now one time, it might be all right, I've only seen it
Right,
once, let me throw
right,
it on. Because
right.
I've seen Aristocrats
I'm not going to
1,000 times.
avoid it.
Right, I got
I
you.
have seen Aristocats a lot of
It's
times.
like,
I think
know
everyone has a connection to a Disney movie, right? Everyone has a Disney movie that
Ooh, I
they
have a
are
lot.
connected
I feel like
to.
I have a lot of them.
I don't know. I mean, not everyone, but I think the majority of the population has one, right? Like people like a lot, but there's one that you seem to like connect. It's our childhood, right? Our age group specifically. These animated movies up to a certain point.
Blank check.
Sure,
That was not
said he did-
animated.
sure, whatever. Just
He said Disney, and
But
that
you
got
know-
me.
He
you know
said
what I'm-
animated.
All right, all right,
you know what I'm
animated.
saying. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. don't even
When
know
I was
animated.
little, so a lot of the movies from most of my childhood and stuff, I leaned towards the movies like The Lion King.
Sure.
101. Like I liked Animal.
Like singing.
I liked Animal. Well, they were all kind of singing, but like
Yeah, well, not all, but yeah.
I liked
a
more
lot
of the
them.
animal based.
Hey, remember that part in Lion King where he was singing about he can't wait to be king, and then he watches his dad die, and he's like, "Oh no, you're dead."
What did you?
What?
Why would you? Oh no, you. No.
He should be happy because he can't wait to be king. Now he is king.
So then he can be king.
Yeah, it's
but
not
then
like
he runs
I
away.
can't wait for my dad to die. That's not what they're singing about. That's
literally what he was singing
Wait
about.
He's
for
saying
my
it-
dad to die.
He's saying
This
it because
don't
he
mean
wants
the
to
same
run his
thing.
own life. He doesn't want someone to tell him what to do anymore.
Don't make
Yeah,
this
yeah.
make sense.
That was traumatizing as a child for me.
Was.
I
But, like-
probably bawled my eyes out.
but I
was that
was-
95
When
or
Darth
something
Vader
like that?
told me
Something like
all
that.
the
Yeah,
light
mid-90s.
touches is our kingdom, like, oh,
When Darth Vader.
what's Darth Vader?
Here we go. It's
James
kinda
Earl
the
Jones?
same
It
thing.
is, yeah.
It's kind of the same thing.
But I was drawn more towards like animal heavy movies, The Jungle Book, like stuff like that. But The Little Mermaid got me because first redhead
Okay, I get it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
lead
That's what I'm
character.
saying.
First redhead lead character.
Is that connection?
So I did, when I was younger, at least have a heavier connection to The Little Mermaid
Sure.
because of that.
Steve, you had to have it like.
I'm thinking
kids
really
mo- a
hard,
kids
and
movie. Maybe not animated for you. Maybe it's not an animated movie.
Short Circuit, too.
That movie's racist.
Johnny
It's a racist.
Los
movie.
Tocos kick your balls.
Exactly.
No, I just like Johnny
We should
Five.
do that with my band. They love
Ooh.
that movie. They can quote the whole fucking movie.
Input. I can too. I really like that movie. No, I'm trying to think of. I like an animated movie. Like I love.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
Well, no, I'm
animated.
just
I said
thinking
that,
like
but it doesn't
growing
have to
up, like, and again,
be like a Disney movie. You know, like heartfelt
I
childhood.
mean, I do
awesomeness.
like Lion King. Timon and Pumbaa were great, but I felt like in that era, I was watching more TV shows than I was movies. So like Rugrats, All Real Monsters, Doug, like all that stuff.
Those are all good.
I was
Perfect.
into
They don't
more.
make kid shows like they
Fucking
used to.
Nickelodeon.
They don't make TV shows with a good message anymore. It's all just we got to make something, shock
That's-
and awe or whatever.
I have
or-
a conversation, so that's why. So I watch anime. It's a thing. I do a lot of it actually, but a lot of anime still does that.
Yeah.
A lot of anime still does that. It's great. I love heartfelt shit. I don't want to go watch whodunits and
like
scary stuff. I
Well,
like
It depends on the.
I also think that some of the shows now, like when they try to put heartfelt
Good
messages
messaging.
in there or good messages in there and try to be progressive, they get a lot of flack for it.
I don't need progression. I don't need progress. I just
But
need.
sometimes that is hard. But sometimes that is what some people need for heartfelt messages.
Sure.
Because there are a lot of kids or people or whatever out there who are not getting their heartfelt messages
no.
from things that they watch.
But they're also
So
only
then when
watching
people-
YouTube now.
so
So,
then
what are
when
you
people are
getting?
trying to do it,
Farting in bathtubs.
they get some some
Laughing each other's
pushback.
asses off.
I give Treasure Planet a 6 out of 10. I actually like this movie.
See,
I like this
No,
movie.
it's fine. I didn't expect you
But-
guys to fuck. Woo! I didn't
But-
expect that.
But watching the movie, the reason why I looked over at my wife is I was like, I'm kind of feeling So I went,
The
I bet you
same-
Tiffany fucking hates it, and I'm making her
you're-
watch it,
yeah.
right? But then again, it brought it back. Once Ben showed up and watched, like, all this stuff happened, like, I understand why all that stuff was there in the beginning, and I understand character building, world building, doing whatever, but it just felt flat for me.
he
for-
really
for a
means
little
when
bit.
Martin Short showed up, not
Exactly.
when Ben showed up.
Okay.
He meant Martin
He
Short.
needs-
I love Martin Short.
Sure.
Let's be real.
I'm-
Any movie Martin Short is in, I'm watching and I'm loving everything he's doing. But until he shows up, the movie doesn't like start for me because there's really no action until that happens, right? Yeah, you have the part where they're trying to go into the black hole or whatever and it blows up, and
Yeah.
how come the fucking, they don't get destroyed by that? Cool. Or how come when they go through the portal or whatever you want to call it, the explosion doesn't follow through with them?
When that guy died,
And
there was a
that
death.
There was.
Did they
sad
die
one.
or did they float away and we just think, oh, something
I
happened?
mean, he's gonna die eventually. Don't
But
you
we
how are
didn't-
they all breathing in space?
we didn't see it.
Oh, there are a lot of things we could get
There's-
into,
yeah,
but
this is one of those things what I'm dealing with you two right now is what I've been dealing with since this movie became my favorite movie, which is like, I'm like, oh yeah, Treasure Planet is my favorite movie. And then they think I'm just trying to be a hipster. And I'm like, no, I fucking really like this movie. And they're like,
Just
okay,
being a
well, I've
hipster.
seen it. It's not that cool. There's also other movies that fall, like I love Titan AE. Have you guys ever heard it?
Titan AE is way better than this movie.
So
Way
it's really
better.
good, but it still falls along the same
Matt
lines. the
Damon's in
same-
it.
Yeah, it falls along the same lines. Like it's super good, man.
Matt Damon.
Yeah. Anyways,
Okay. Well,
but I get it. I get it. Why? I get
6
why
out
you
of
guys are
10.
saying
What was
six.
that? What was the other movie you were gonna pick? I can't remember the name.
Big
of it
Trouble,
now.
Little China.
Right, because I hadn't seen that either, and I told Carrick that was going to be our movie
Was he
this
excited about it? Yeah. See,
week. He was like,
I wanna
"You've
be like,
never
it's
seen it."
I want to be like it's probably a dude thing, but I feel like I'll get attacked by you.
No, most of the time
Get my
I'm
ass
just
beat.
teasing you. Most of the time I'm just teasing you.
get my ass beat.
All of a sudden on the cam, it's just me getting hit.
You just
Elbows.
a pillow, just like. But the last one I did, you kind of
Well,
you walked right into that
yeah.
one.
Well, that one's
I'm
kind of
sure
like-
it was her.
it's like an action spoof, but it's got Russell in it, so it's one of those things where it's like I watched it 1,000 times.
That's Carrick was like, I bet if you ask your dad, he loved it too. And I said, I can guarantee you my dad's never seen that movie either. But
I'm also a fine connoisseur of cheesy action, so that's
yeah.
where my heart also lies.
I do like cheesy accents. Speaking of that, next week is my pick.
What is it, Miss Colsey?
Man, I've been going
do we get
through.
to hear both of them?
So I've been
like we
going
did
through.
with
Okay,
Wally's?
we're gonna pick
Ooh, okay.
Oh, we're gonna pick together?
Ooh,
yes.
ooh,
Oh, it's like
yeah,
bonding.
yeah,
because
exciting.
you made my brain take away from goofy Broken Lizard movie. Yeah. And then you made me go, ooh, we haven't sat down and talked about a type of movie before on this podcast that I'm about.
We're here to judge media. It's not just like
Right,
different
exactly.
genres.
And speaking of that, my
It's a
first
genre.
pick was going to be X-Men 2 because that movie changed the landscape of comic book movies into what
So
we're here
specifically
today.
the second one.
Specifically the second one.
Okay.
The first one's great, but the second one refined everything and made it like,
Wait, but now we're not doing that. You said we're
well,
not.
we're gonna pick. So it's between that or a movie that you made me go, this movie also is really fucking funny and good. 21 Jump Street.
That's so fucking funny.
So
That's
we're
not
either.
fair.
That's so fucking good.
So I know what Tara's gonna pick, and I know Wally, you're like half and half. So that's why I'm throwing it out there because I know you would. You're the one who's gonna.
No,
be my
don't.
winner.
I know what Tara's going to pick because I feel like I'm half and half with this too. Because I feel like we've done a lot of comedies lately too, and I feel like
I'm picking X-Men. I'm 100% picking X-Men.
100% in it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen X-Men 2 in a while either, and that movie's really good.
I would like to keep it interesting and say 21 Jump Street just because while I pick X-Men and then it puts it on you again anyways.
I feel like you're my sister, and you're just like, fuck you.
But do you see?
Fuck you.
No, but do you hear what I said? It was
Yeah.
his pick, and he's trying to
Yeah,
get
I get
us
it, I
to.
get it.
So if we both pick the opposite, then it goes back on Steve, and he has to still pick.
People think that like Downey
So it's really on you, not on Wally.
is like the father of these fucking superhero movies. No.
Huge Jackman.
Huge Jackman is the man.
I would honestly, I would be fine with either of those movies. I love 21 Jump Street, but I have seen it more recently.
Did you like Australia? Wait, is that what it's called? It's the movie he did where it's like it's
with
a
Nicole Kidman?
It might be I don't know who was the chick, but it was Hugh Jackman. But it was
Well,
him.
Nicole Kidman
It
is
was him
also
singing-
Australian,
It
so
was
that's-
him singing the whole time.
Australia. Oh no, it's
No.
Australia.
The Greatest Showman. No,
Is that no?
He's
no,
not
no.
singing the whole time in Australia.
He's singing part of the time. I didn't mean to say the whole time.
we're doing X-Men 2 next week
Okay.
because I haven't
Deal.
seen it in a while. I want to see it. I want to talk about why this movie changed the landscape. Why we have the movies we have today because of X-Men 2. X-Men 1, great, good movie. Definitely changed
I'm
the
actually
landscape.
excited to watch this. I haven't watched it in a while.
I'm not going to lie. I think I'm going to watch both. I think I'm
go
going to
for it.
watch
The first one.
the first and then the second just so I'm like,
to see how weird the first one looks.
well,
now.
and because I feel like I haven't seen either of them in a while. So I'd like to just be.
It's a good idea
on
because
it, you know what I mean?
because the first one is so different than the second one.
Right. That's what I'm
Too,
saying.
because
So,
it's like they got money finally, or they
Yes.
like, all right, we're doing this. So, all right.
So
good,
I'd
good,
like
good,
I'd
good.
like to have
Yeah.
the basis
the
to
basis.
then build off.
I'll probably watch that, and I'll probably watch Logan. Logan's so good.
Logan was good. Sad.
Super
but
good.
It was good.
Oh yeah, it was so sad.
So next week
With
X-Men
all
2.
with all Rai though.
Yeah.
All I know is like that movie. I probably came close to
Was that
crying in
big-
that
that's
movie
the one
too.
he was
now I
in,
think
right?
about it.
No, you're thinking of X-Men Wolverine Origins.
I
Where
thought he was in that one too.
no
Wasn't that the one where he was like fighting the? Was that the Sam? No, never mind. That's not it.
Samurai is
Was that it?
X-Men.
Yeah, because he had them as arms.
I can't remember. I can't.
So
remember.
many of 'em.
I'm clearly gonna have
There
to
are
fiddle
a lot
again.
of them.
We're watching them all apparently. Next
But it
week
was
X-Men
weird
2,
because
what?
Ryan Reynolds plays Deadpool, but then he was.
Oh yeah, this is one of those.
yeah.
they
like,
made
what the fuck?
they made a character whose trait is talking nonstop, and they put a thing over his mouth.
But then Deadpool is a character
Oh yeah,
who talks nonstop,
right.
It's all very
Sassy,
confusing.
too.
They just revamped.
and he
they
plays
talk-
both of them.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Next week, X-Men 2. Thanks for listening, guys. If you want to, you can find us on Twitter,
Steve,
Facebook,
hum the X-Men theme
Instagram.
song. Hum the,
Which
hum,
one?
Hum the X-Men theme.
I like
knew
that
it.
you said
I
hum,
knew
but
it.
he went full send and
I
did
knew
the
it.
whole.
I 100% knew it.
I can't hum it. No, you can't hum that.
Anyways,
So yeah, next week for sure, X-Men 2. It's going to be fun. Thanks for watching, listening, doing what you want. Buy our merch. Comment on our videos. Tell us why we're wrong, because we're not. Have a
I'm
good
never
day.
wrong.
Bye.
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 Well, Tara's wrong sometimes, but.
Oh shit.